in the Roswell area near 60 degrees. 62 degrees for Carlsbad Artesia this afternoon under a mostly sunny sky. And Lovington and Hobbs temperatures up of 50s. The wind becomes a little bit more breezy as the afternoon progresses. The wind goes stronger tomorrow with highs in the middle to upper 50s and Hobbs Lovington with areas of blowing dust. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Arberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet. Online at carlsbadchevrolet.com. Text line at 877-396-W105. Brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Online at amigo-machinery.com. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. And YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook video feed brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well. Online at desertsandsnm.com.
Good morning, everyone. It's a crazy morning over here.
You guys, what is it, Tuesday? Oh, my goodness.
It's Wednesday.
This is Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Oh, my God. I just need to go to bed.
Waffle Wednesday.
Let there be waffles.
There's waffles. I get it.
Let's all have waffles forthwith.
Happy Wednesday.
It's showtime.
And good morning to you. Question of the day, National Waffle Day. Waffles or pancakes? Let's go through the list. Blake, waffles or pancakes?
Oh, if I'm making them at home, I make pancakes. But if I'm going out, I like waffles.
Tom,
Half.
waffles.
I'll make half one, half the other.
Why you got to be difficult? I'm serious.
Yeah.
If you go down to IHOP, you're going to tell them, give me one and one and one and the other one?
Yeah.
Well, if you go to IHOP, I don't think they have
I'm
waffles.
paying for it.
I think they only have pancakes.
Do they?
Yeah, because like
pancakes. That was my point. Thank you.
If you
God
go to
bless
Waffle, if you go to Waffle House, you get waffles.
Gotta be difficult. Gotta be difficult.
You know, there was a Waffle House outside of Abilene when I was on vacation that I went to.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you get them scattered, smothered, and covered on your
I
hash
did.
browns?
That was good, man.
Oh, God bless you. I'm glad you're sticking to
How
the
about
diet.
you, Kevin?
Yeah, you didn't say nothing about you, bro.
I like the pancakes, and I'm going to be honest. IHOP is bringing back the Tutti Frutti, whatever the hell that thing is called.
Yeah,
So it was
yeah.
strawberry pancakes.
Rudy Tooty, fresh and fruity.
Right.
And it's going to be $7.99. Price point $7.99. I don't know how long this thing's going to last, but I've got a story about that coming up.
Well, everything is more expensive.
I need to get the advertised for this.
You know,
But I'm just saying, $7.99. That's pretty cheap for
Sure.
bacon, eggs, pancakes.
Well, have you seen the price of eggs?
Ooh, baby.
I mean,
Looks like today is Houseplant Appreciation Day. That is the question of the day. Pancakes or waffles? I'd love to hear from you. 877-396-W105. National Appreciation Day, Houseplant Appreciation Day. Houseplants, do they make you feel better? When
Yes.
you come in the house and there's houseplants, at least there's something growing besides the mole. Right, Tom?
no, I think houseplants, I think, do make you feel better. I think that.
Yeah, I agree. Bittersweet Chocolate Day going on. Energy Cost Day. National Cut Your Energy Cost Day. Oyster Rockefeller Day. Also, Save the Eagle Day. I think we've actually done a pretty good job saving the golden eagle and the bald eagle in America.
Mm-hmm.
They're not extinct anymore,
No, they're
right?
not. Nope.
They're off the list.
You still can't shoot them.
Now, why the hell would somebody want to shoot?
It's the national bird, Tom.
What I'm
Of
saying.
course you can't shoot it.
Let's go shoot the bald eagle. Come on. Tom A. said we could shoot it.
You can have it with your waffles. Tastes
Right.
like chicken.
I would love some eagle.
What the hell?
No.
Why are you even saying anything about killing eagles?
Well, and they're pretty widespread now again.
Because people would
Yeah.
them.
They're,
Yeah. So, but we still don't want to kill them. Sorry. 610, the silliness begins early this morning. We're beyond the Breakfast Club. Check on the weather being brought to you by Chance Materials, reminding you every project begins with a solid foundation. Chance Materials providing high-quality, affordable ready-mix concrete, great pricing, great product, ready-mix concrete at the lowest possible price, 575-363-3240, chancematerials.com. Plants in Carlsbad and Roswell, check them out today, chancematerials.com. 61 for the high today. Should be sunny and very nice. Clear tonight, down to about 36, and then tomorrow it starts again. Yeah, the wind starts back up coming up tomorrow. The wind is going to be back, and we're talking about gusts over 50 miles an hour. That blowing dust starting right after 11 a.m., they say. Very windy, and most of that wind coming from the southwest. By nighttime, 40-mile-an-hour winds, and even on Friday, we're talking about 30-mile-an-hour winds. Good news is the weekend comes, and it should be sunny, and the wind should be gone by then.
Should.
Right.
Yeah. We can only hope and pray. Check of the weather this morning being brought to you by Butcher Block Meat Market and Grill in Lovington. If you're passing through Lovington right now, go over there and get yourself one of their world-famous burritos. Mm-hmm. They've got a host of different variety of burritos, and they are awesome. They're big and packed. They're going to fill you up. And, of course, they have their lunch specials that you can find the complete menu and the lunch specials by just following them on Facebook. Meat Market, all the meat specials. Every week they have different meat specials, and all the meat specials are up there on the Facebook page. They do post them up on Facebook. They've got hamburger patties already made and frozen. Pick those up, and they're smoking meat. So if you want a pound of already smoked brisket or ribs or whatever, they've got you covered there too. And if you like your meat, a certain way, they do specialty cuts. Check them out, like them on Facebook. All you got to do is go to Butcher Block Meat Market and Grill on Facebook. Stop by in Lovington, 1422 South Main, or just call in advance, 575-739-7778. Check them out today.
Today's Wednesday, right?
Yep.
Today is Wednesday.
Their special today is hamburger steak, mashed potatoes.
Oh, my goodness.
Good stuff.
So go get you some of that.
Well, I got to pay a debt off. That's where we're going to go.
I thought it was a buffet.
Well, my own. Yeah, my buffet there. I call it my buffet because they make it my buffet.
Because it's cheaper than the other buffet.
Yeah. It's all about the price point for sure.
That's okay. I'll take a
that that wild attack in Nevada on that judge.
Yeah.
Sentenced to 19 to 48 years in prison.
Oh, goodness.
Charged with felony battery against a judge. And where he's gone, there is a gym and lots of places to work out.
Of course.
And I expect the guy, he already got some serious airtime.
Yeah.
I expect the guy maybe to make it as a pro athlete when he gets out.
He will rule the prison court.
The guy got some, he gets up there. Yeah. Harvard, the powers that be governing the body facing calls to fire. Full-scale congressional investigation on how they covered up the allegations against Claudine Gay for plagiarism. Because they tried to bury it.
Yes.
Yep.
They tried to bury the whole thing. Somewhere Claudine Gay is saying that she, in a recent speech that she wrote, she said 7 years ago. Yeah, that was her.
Yeah.
That was her.
I think the person who wrote that is of a different political party.
Oh, okay. Mel B has announced that after 3 years of engagement, her and her boy, I have no idea who Mel B is.
She was one of the Spice Girls.
Oh.
Was she Scary Spice? Is that the one?
No. She was one of the Spice Girls.
Wasn't.
So after 3 years of being engaged, she and her fiance, Rory McBee, are getting married at the same church, St. Paul's Cathedral in London, same church that Princess Diana and Prince Charles were married in 1981. And here's one for you. Miller Lite is coming out with the Miller Lite Mints. described as the same great flavor as Miller Lite. So it tastes like water. Is that what you're telling me?
Water
They'll
after it's
cost-
been processed and put out by the human body.
Yeah, $5 for 40 mints. They go on sale online at MillerLiteBeerMints.com. You can only get them online.
Who would want mints?
I don't. That smell like beer. So when you get stopped, the cops go, you kind of smell like alcohol.
No, just my mints.
Right.
Adam Conto, actor, who was on had a pretty good role in the Cleaning Lady, Designated Survivor.
Oh, yeah, I know that dude. Yes.
He was 42 years old. Maybe I could find that story and find out what the heck. But that's very young.
He's gone
to die. And a new study says that a tax on sugary soft drinks result in reducing sales about 33%. Remember, there was that big push under the Obama era where they wanted to tax soft drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, they've already taxed cigarettes and that type of stuff. I remember when Texas put the 50 cents a pack tax on cigarettes. It didn't stop one person from smoking.
Nope. But it
collected the tax, though.
Yeah.
U.S. Department of Labor yesterday issued a final rule on the forcing companies to treat some workers as employees rather than independent contractors. The move is expected to increase the labor costs of the trucking industry, manufacturing, healthcare, and other industries, because if you rely on contract labor or freelancers, the rule will require that workers be considered employees rather than contractors. I got to figure this out. No, serious, I got to figure this out. Labor Department says the rule targets businesses that are misclassifying workers being independent contractors.
Okay. Are they just angling for more tax money? Is that?
Well, I mean, if you're an independent contractor, you're actually paying more in taxes.
Right. Ooh, right.
So what this means that I would be an employee of MTD Radio
instead of an independent contractor.
Ooh.
Well, that's a whole different tax filing too, because you wouldn't have to do quarterly or estimates or anything.
No, and that would probably save me. I did find something, I shared that with Blake, since I do live out of the country, that there is something called an expat exemption where I get $100,000 a year in exemptions, tax exemptions, because I'm living outside of the country and not using services.
Yeah, you definitely need to look into that one.
Yeah, I got to dig down in that. All right, it has finally come out. Biden kept in the dark. Defense chief's cancer for over a month. He knew he had prostate cancer.
Yep, he did.
And so this leads to a bigger problem. Who else is just running amok? I mean, so what you're telling me is Biden did not have any. So there are meetings every day in the White House. Doesn't matter if Biden's there or not there. There are meetings every day. This guy missed a whole week of meetings. And the number 2 guy missed a whole week of meetings. This is our military. This is our defense. And nobody had the brains enough to go, what the hell's going on here?
Because they're all running their own little show.
Maybe he told Obama he was taking off. Maybe. I mean, who knows? All right, let's get into the clear transportation fuel standards for New Mexico. This is HB 41. Blake sent this to me.
Yep.
And so didn't they try to get this passed last year?
Yes, they did.
And it failed.
Miserably.
So they're going to bring it up again, and they are going to try again to pass the Clean Transportation Fuel Standards introduced as HB 41, and Christina Ortiz is the bill signer.
Yes,
and she is. The idea is to reduce the carbon footprint in New Mexico. That would also raise the price of oil, price of your gas,
right,
that you put in your car, and they want to lower the greenhouse emissions. Is what it's all about. So
this is the same bill that was actually kind of backed by the governor, because she wanted to raise the price of gasoline at the pump.
Remember that?
35 to 50 cents a gallon, and this would do that.
So Blake, after she introduced that, you know, in hindsight, she introduced this bill, and then it failed. But the next month is when the price of gas started going up. And I remember saying, and what if they'd have put that 35-cent tax on additional?
Right. Like if you...
would have been people driving tanker trucks to Texas to fill up.
Yep. If you think of what you just paid for gas, like I passed by here in Lovington yesterday, it was $3.70 something, and in Hobbs it was $2.70 something here, and in $2.68 in Hobbs. So if you put 50 cents a gallon on whatever you just paid recently,
ouch,
right,
and
we would be up there with California.
Yes,
is we would be.
Yes. Or Colorado.
So they want to lower the carbon intensity by 20% in 2030, and then 30% in 2040. And they want to basically penalize you for driving a gas or diesel-powered car.
Yes, because this is designed also to transition everyone to electric vehicles.
You remember the governor said by 2035 they are going to mandate that car dealers had to have a certain percentage of cars on the lot be electric. And if I'm not
40,
what is it? 40% of all cars on the lot. And you know what? Somebody needs to take them to the Supreme Court.
Something.
Because I don't think any state should mandate that you should have to sell a certain thing.
Right.
What if it doesn't sell?
Right.
You're floor planning those vehicles and having to pay interest on those vehicles every month they sit on your lot, if I understand the car business just a little bit.
Well, but the powers that be in the government, they don't care. We're just going to make you sell this product. If you go broke, oh, well, that's your fault.
Amazing.
Seems kind of crazy to me.
Well, they don't have any business sense because none of them have ever been in business.
And that is the problem. You know, if we ran government like a business, we would be in so much better shape.
Yes. That's why you need a business person to head up the government. Whichever
as far
state,
as having
national,
a budget that you have to live by, instead of, Biden wherever he goes, all right, we're going to give $20 billion here. It's like a personal slush fund.
Right.
Sometimes I feel like a personal slush fund. I have people, hey, you think you can loan me some money and I'll pay you.
But, I was talking to my sister when I was in San Diego last year and I saw the prices.
Well, I'm sure your sister's tired of being your personal.
And I said,
your brother.
When I left
and
here,
your other brother,
gas was like $2.70. Now I got to San Diego, it was $4.55, and I said, "What are you going to do? You going to buy a smaller car, or So, no, even then we got to still pay for it."
No, they'll just bite the bullet.
Yeah,
they'll bite the bullet. All right, we're going to talk about abortions in the state of Texas, and out-of-state abortions by Texans. We'll dive down in that. Las Cruces officer facing murder charges, and a former New Mexico sheriff is running for U.S. Senate. I'll tell you about that coming up this morning. Thought for the day up next. First, though, tweet of the day. And before we get to the tweet, let's get to the text line, 877-396-W105. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply of 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. Homegrown and proud of it. All the work gear you need, all the looking good Western wear. Looking for a brand new pair of boots, get in there and get them. Certified Purina dealer. They've got everything if you're working or living on a farm or a ranch. 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. Online at roswelllivestock.com. And if you're in the Capitan area, stop by at the Lincoln County Mercantile. Check them out today. Tom and the text.
All right, come on, B. This text is saying they tell you what kind of light bulbs to sell, and you can set whatever tax rate they want depending on their needs. The government is just a pyramid scheme.
Light bulb is a big difference than a $80,000 truck sitting on your lot, and you're having to pay interest on that.
Mm-hmm. And on that, B, this texter says EVs are sitting on the car lot unsold. Can you say depreciation?
That's my point. That is my point.
Yeah. And on the question,
what happens if the car dealers say no? We're gonna stock what we sell.
Car dealers along the state lines are going to do really well. That's all I can say.
Awesome.
Right.
It was sad because we love our car dealers.
We love our car dealers. Hey, by the way, on the question of the day, pancakes or waffles, this person says, how about crepes?
Oh, so a crepe, it's like
a crepe. What are we talking about? The
crepe.
Bloods and the crepes?
No, crepe. He said crepe.
Crepe.
I thought he said crepes.
Crepes are basically the difference between pancakes and crepes is crepes don't have any kind of rising agent in it. So like no baking powder or baking soda.
And they're very thick.
No, yeah.
And you can roll them.
Yep. Put fruit in them.
Another texter says on the question of the day, how about flapjack, Tommy, says the texter. And what a waffle.
No, it didn't say how about flapjacks. It called you a flapjack.
Oh, okay. Called me a flapjack. Hello. Yeah. I haven't had, I have not had pancakes in years.
I find that hard to believe.
I have not, B. I swear to you.
I find that hard to believe because you had pancakes when we were in Artesia for the Eddy County Fair.
No, I didn't have any. Had their other great stuff. Their other breakfast, which is good, but I did have pancakes.
Oh, yeah, you did. I watched you stuff your pie hole.
Well, you weren't even there, dog.
What are you talking about? I wasn't there.
You were there?
Damn sure was.
Oh, okay.
What are you talking about? I wasn't there. All right, number of Texans receiving abortions out of state almost tripled in 2022. This number, I'm just going to say, makes zero sense. They're trying to push the abortion ban, but there was no abortion ban in 2022. Mm-mm. So people were going out of state for abortions even before the ban started. The ban on abortions did not start until 2023.
Correct.
That's when the law passed. That's when Roe versus Wade, the whole deal. How many abortions do you think they had in Texas in 2021?
500,000.
500,000? So new data from Texas Health and Human Services shows that 4,718 Texans received abortions in different states last year in 2022, more so than in 2021, 1,712. The total number of abortions for the state, 52,000 in 2021.
Too many babies.
Well, it is a lot of babies.
I'm glad I was way off.
Yeah, thank God for that, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the tweet of the day. I always think about the compassionate left. I'll get to that coming up in a second. Tweet of the day this morning being brought to you by Roadrunner Grill. Get in there and get your pancakes. They've got awesome pancakes, fluffy, home-style pancakes. Enjoy it. Also put some of that bacon on the side, hash browns, pile it up with some eggs or maybe some biscuits and gravy. Celebrate National Pancake Day, even though it's National Waffle Day. 811 West Main in Artesia. They've got barbecue now, Roadrunner Grill and barbecue. So they've got all the barbecue that you want, and they've got the same great menu, daily specials. Give them a call in advance, 575-736-2573. You want to order for everybody on location? Not a problem. Call in advance. The Compassionate Left. That's what they used to be called.
That's
The
oxymoron.
Compassionate Left. They really care
That's an
about
oxymoron.
people. This woman is part of the Compassionate Left, and she has a message for Republicans. Listen.
If you're a Republican voter, if you are a die-hard GOP voter, I sincerely hope the person you love most gets a surprise attack of diabetes. I hope it comes out of nowhere. I hope it slaps you upside the head so fast and so hard that it leaves you traumatized. Diabetes. If you had any idea how hard it is to get diabetes medicine on time in the dosage you need, you have no idea what it's like. So for all of you Republican voters, I sincerely hope this Christmas season, my gift to you is a case of diabetes to the person you love most that comes out of nowhere. I hope one of you loses a limb to diabetes.
My goodness.
The Compassionate Left. And how do you get a case of diabetes?
Well, you
You
work
get
your
a-
way into it.
Well,
There are
exactly.
but there are hereditary diabetes.
There are. There are people. Now, Tom, you're diabetic. You're on multiple diabetes medicines.
Yes.
Have you had any problems getting your medication?
No.
Oh, okay.
Now, I will say this, because we do carry insurance here. You have to give them your exact name. I went 2 weeks ago to get my new medicine, right?
What the hell?
Well,
No, I'm going to give him Charles Manson's
well,
name.
no, I said, Tom.
What the hell?
They said, what is your name? I said, Thomas R-U-I-Z. That's the way it's on my license. But they got Tom C. Reese. And they charged me a whole brand new file. They're going to charge me $2,000 for my insulin, man.
Well, my point about this Compassionate Left person is that's how compassionate they've always been.
Right. No, I'm with you.
Wow, yeah.
No, Tom, let me ask you another. Don't you have a insurance card?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But they go by your
If you
driver's
hand
license.
over the insurance card, that would fix all of these problems.
No. They go by your insurance. By them, they go by your driver's license.
Whatever.
Yep.
God bless you. God bless
I
you.
found that out firsthand.
Whatever. What does it say on your insurance card, Tom?
It says my name on it.
Okay. What name?
Well, Tom C. R-U-I-Z.
Tom C.
And what does it say on your ID?
Thomas C. R-U-I-Z.
Okay.
Thomas,
Same name.
The Thomas thing is what screwed them up.
Well, everybody gets that Tom is short for Thomas.
Not the government, not the pharmacy.
No, that's not the government. That's your pharmacy.
Yeah, not the pharmacy.
Yeah, a little common sense here. All right, 634. Las Cruces police officer facing murder charges and the death of a woman. Former Las Cruces police officer Felipe Hernandez being charged with the murder and that officer-involved shooting that happened back in October in Las Cruces. And Hernandez turned himself in Tuesday morning, charged second-degree murder with firearm enhancement in the death of Teresa Gomez, 45 years old. The shooting has been investigated by the officer-involved incident task force, which includes the New Mexico State Police, the Cruces Police Department, Donna County Sheriff's Office, and New Mexico State University Police. And they're saying Hernandez, the officer, interacted with Gomez in a substandard way from the very beginning. And she did not present a threat to this officer by being a fleeing felon. are using a threat of deadly force. So Byers, the police officer, the individual in this case, garnered a lot of attention across the country because the police officer shot her. But she did make a statement that she would use bodily force against the police officer. That, to me, that deems a threat. That is a threat. It's a verbal threat. But so he's been charged with murder in this case, and is not with the police department anymore. Of course, he's a former Las Cruces police officer. Police officers that go to prison, not good.
Usually have to be segregated.
Yes, not going to be great. Former New Mexico sheriff, member of the Democratic Party.
Interesting.
Ditched the Democratic Party and now is running against Martin Heinrich for U.S. Senate.
The Maryland citizen who is the senator for New Mexico.
So he moved from the Democratic Party to the Republican Party. He is a moderate at best. Mm-hmm. At best, he is for the Second Amendment.
Uh-huh.
Give him that. He was recently involved in, remember that case that he was involved in, guns for sale?
Yes.
Right. So he was involved in that. I don't know where we're at with that, but he's running against Martin Heinrich as a Republican. So a Hispanic, younger guy running as a Republican. The only problem is I don't know enough about his conservative values, and I don't think he's that conservative.
Well, I will tell you this, that in New Mexico, especially up north, he has a shot.
Yep.
And honestly, Martin Heinrich is one of the most socialist, far left senators there is, and I would take anyone over him.
Oh, I would, and if anybody has a shot, maybe it is a Hispanic young man with moderate political views.
But he can definitely get a ground machine running up north.
For anybody that thinks you're going to get a far right Republican to win that seat, you're fooling yourself. It's not going to happen.
Maybe did you mention who he was?
Several times.
No, I haven't. No, I don't think so.
Oh, I did mention
Gonzalez.
Manny Gonzalez.
I didn't catch it then.
Former sheriff.
Yeah.
Bernalillo County.
Yeah, Bernalillo. I do remember Bernalillo.
But you know that
remember Bernalillo?
Mm-hmm.
I think that this is a great thing, and I know that he's moderate at best, but I think it's great for the Republican Party of New Mexico that is in such disarray that we have a fairly high-profile Democrat switching parties and trying to ouster one of the most far-left extremist senators in the U.S.
Now, the problem with this is we need the good old boy Republican Party of New Mexico to work to get this guy elected.
Right. They need to embrace him and really, really push him.
But, Tom, I'm glad you remember Bernalillo County.
Yeah, I remember.
All right. Yeah, two journalists joking about maybe a attempt to assassinate Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, would you find that comical? Anybody dying?
No.
I mean, I do not like.
Your phone just rang.
What the heck? I do not like. That was weird.
Yeah.
I do not like at all Joe Biden. I don't care for Joe Biden. But I don't want him assassinated.
No, I know.
Well, and it's, this is really prevalent in national media, right? Like I deal with this every single day when I'm dealing with Associated Press stories and other national journalists. And they just happen to get caught on the hot mic speaking what they really think.
Right.
Well, I got the audio. So let's see if we can hear it. I mean, it's tough to hear, but you can understand what they're saying. Here's the audio from the two journalists, and they go in the Kennedy detail and the whole deal.
The worst part is, even if he has his window open and he's hanging out of it, he'll be on the other side of the I mean, if he's driving, we've got a good shot. Yeah, if he's driving with the front window open. Yeah, or if it's convertible. Yeah. I wasn't thinking about that. Yeah.
So they're going into pretty great detail, having a conversation about Trump being killed. Mm-hmm. And the crazy thing is, and kudos to Donald Trump. Donald Trump goes to these football games, thousands and thousands of people, and he's walking out there shaking hands. I mean, I don't know if these two clowns are planting seeds or what, but
it wouldn't surprise me because it's their side that does that. Their side is the one, like the lady earlier that you played, who want to do harm, physical harm to someone else.
Right.
And yet they want to blame everyone on the right. All you gun owners, you want to hurt. No, you people are the ones. And when I say you people, I mean the ones on the left are the ones who want to assassinate. They want to physically harm. They want diseases. Right. They want all that stuff to happen to someone else because it's a mental disorder.
Yep. I'm going to come back. We'll get the price of oil. We got also the thought for the day. Let's dive into immigration. Several Democrats talking about immigration because immigration is finally a hot button that everybody is talking about immigration. And a woman in Brooklyn, she is a Congresswoman Clark. Finally, she said why she would like the immigrants to stay. Listen.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York. We have a diaspora that can absorb a significant number of these migrants. And when I hear colleagues talk about, the doors of the inn being closed, no room in the inn, I'm saying, I need more people in my district, but just for redistricting purposes.
What? What say what?
I'm saying, I need more people in my district, but just for redistricting purposes.
Oh, now you said it out loud. I don't think you were supposed to say it out loud.
He said it.
She said it. And then Chris Coons talked about immigration. Here's what he had to say. And none of them are happy with what's going on with Joe Biden. None of them, even the Democrats, aren't happy.
Many of us in the Democratic Party want to make sure that we aren't helping fund traffickers, that we aren't creating a humanitarian disaster in our hemisphere and at our southern border. We disagree between Republicans and Democrats about what policies will most likely achieve that outcome, but there is a broad awareness that the huge numbers of folks who are transiting Central America and coming through Mexico to our southern border is just not sustainable.
Transiting, that's what it's called. And listen for the word parole. Have you heard them use the word parole? Yeah, parole. Chris Murphy talked about paroling these people. Listen.
I think we are interested as Democrats in providing the administration with tools that will help better manage the border. We are not interested in taking away from the administration tools that they use today to help better manage the border. And so when we talk about this topic of parole, it is very important to understand that it is used today as a way that the administration is able to better manage the flow in a planful way of individuals to the border.
When they talk like this, sometimes I think it's just a big old word salad. Mm-hmm. You may remember like when you go down to Olive Garden, they give you that big old salad.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is. All it is a word salad. We had 300,000 people come across the border, almost 400,000 people come across the border in December. There is now a big push to parole. Parole meaning give them jobs, give them an ability to get a work permit, just like legal residents.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with doing that, when you do it for one, that increases the flow of people coming across the border because you just incentivize. There are people that wait in line to get their green card, and they get vetted, they get background checked, they have to have a sponsor, and we want to short circuit all that. We want to say, look, you did it right, but we're going to give these people more benefits than you.
Where could that go wrong?
Well, and the whole point is it's not going to work. When you incentivize, it's not going to work.
Right.
Sorry. Right. Mayorkas in 2022. Listen to what he had to say about immigration.
Unlawful presence in the United States will alone not be a basis for an immigration enforcement action.
All right. So in 2022, Mayorkas said that entering the country, that alone will not be a basis for an immigration case. But in 2024, as he is getting ready to be impeached, here's what he had to say.
Accuse DHS of not enforcing our nation's laws. This could not be further from the truth.
Okay, you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. Come on, what the hell's the matter with you? All right, Aaron Rodgers finally spoke out. We're going to get to that. I'll get to that coming up next. We are beyond the Breakfast Club. Thought for the day being brought to you by Wakefield Oil, 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico. Quality products, excellent service. Boom or bust, they are there for you. They have diesel, DEF value, unleaded, interstate batteries, and they deliver them to you. On-road, off-road, in the patch, not a problem. Go to the website, wakefieldoil.com. Thought for the day, in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield, is my favorite winter activity is going back inside and putting my pajamas on and climbing under the sheets. My favorite winter activity. All right, we're going to talk about Donald Trump. Donald Trump saying that Joe Kennedy or Ted Kennedy told him something about Biden. We'll get to that. And an Albuquerque woman accused of beating and trapping a woman. But then it gets better. I'll get to that coming up next. Check of the weather. We got windy weather again tomorrow, 61 for the high, 36 tonight. It's going to be nice today. Then tomorrow we got 50-mile-an-hour winds, 40-mile-an-hour winds tomorrow night. And Friday, still about 30-mile-an-hour winds. The great news is Saturday, the wind is finally, it's gone, which is awesome. Check of the weather being brought to you by WWRV times 3. They've got 3 RV parks, 162 RV hookups, all coming with all your utilities included in one low price. That does include high-speed internet, 30 and 50 amps available, very well lit up. It's a nice place. Really nice place. Any of their parks, very nice, and they are pet-friendly. Go to the website right now and check them out, WWRV3.com or 988-0392. Check them out today. Tom and the text. We'll get to the price of oil and Aaron Rodgers coming up next.
All right, B, let's get to some of the earlier texts. Good morning, B and Blake, and you dummy Tom. Question: why do you guys punish your listeners with Tom's stupidity? It's painful to listen to, says the texter.
It's not.
Okay. And on the question of the day, hey, blueberry pancakes with blueberry jam and whipped cream on top, says the texter. And another one says, how about those buckwheat pancakes cooked in bacon grease?
Yeah, buddy.
Are those good?
Yes.
I remember you use old grease with refried beans.
So if you use the bacon grease in your pan to keep it from sticking.
Right.
Wait.
We go from to refried beans.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
No,
No, but she said bacon grease, and I thought.
You thought, let's get off topic.
No, I thought you use old grease to fry your refried beans in.
No. What they're saying is you take you cook your bacon.
Yeah.
Right? And then the grease is still in the pan. It works really good with cast iron. And then you put your buckwheat pancakes in there with that bacon grease, and it's really, really good.
I got to get me some of that. And Tommy says, the texter, man, you sure make the show great. Thank you, buddy.
Darren.
So, the problem living in the Philippines, when it comes, I bought me an oven, so I've been baking. I made blueberry muffins the other day, but the problem is no buttermilk. How do you make buttermilk biscuits without buttermilk?
Kind of impossible.
Make buttermilk biscuits without buttermilk.
Blake, you have any idea?
I'm going to guess that they put butter in milk and stir it together, but that's not buttermilk.
You actually use lemon juice as an alternative.
Really?
So you mix milk and lemon juice together. There's also a recipe to do it with a little vinegar.
Ooh.
I can understand the lemon juice because it gives it just that little bit of sour, but I don't.
Right.
I don't.
The vinegar.
So I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to try it this weekend. That's the plan.
All
right, 6:52. Price Oil this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers. They're not hiring right now at any of their locations. They have filled every position. It's good to be them. They have filled every position that they had, and part of the reason they have filled because they offer great pay. And then when it comes to benefits, they offer a great benefit package. Equal opportunity employer, drug-free employer. Go and check them out. When they do start hiring, you'll be on top of it. GreatOilfieldJobs.com. Price Oil this morning. Tom?
West Texas Intermediate, $72.62, $77.88 for Brent crude, and the price of natural gas, $3.08.
Thank you, Tom. Aaron Rodgers said that he never said that Jimmy Kimmel was a pedophile. And if you go back and listen to it, he never said. He just said he better be, that he is scared. There is a difference, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, to be sued, you have to come out and say that they're a pedophile.
Right.
So here's what Aaron Rodgers had to say. He made a comment from the story last week where Jimmy Kimmel said he was going to sue him, and then the news came out from Epstein. The list came out, and guess who was on the list?
Kimmel.
Yes, there you go.
Unprompted, he comes out and says that I'm an overly concussed wacko. In my opinion, it seemed like because I believe that there was a list and that there were names on that. We fast forward to this last week. I'm quoting myself here. A lot of people, including Jimmy Kimmel, are really hoping that doesn't come out. End quote. I totally understand how serious an allegation of pedophilia would be. I'm not stupid enough to accuse you of that with absolutely zero concrete evidence. That's ridiculous.
But then he came out, and he's actually on the list. And supposedly the new information that just came out, Bill Richardson's name listed again. It's possible there's some videos.
I don't want to see them.
I really don't want to see it either, and I don't want to see Bill Clinton with a dress. But as I said yesterday, when you have a painting of a man in a dress hanging up in your living room, who happens to be one of the most powerful men in the world, was president of the United States, that sends a message that Bill Clinton is my biatch. That's the message that would send.
And that's
that
why
he owns Bill Clinton.
And that's why Hillary Hillaried him.
My baby.
But supposedly there are videotapes with Bill Clinton and underage girls.
Oh, my.
Imagine.
That's not going to surprise me.
Yeah. Donald Trump recounts the time Ted Kennedy once told him that Joe Biden was the dumbest senator that ever.
Okay.
That's what he said. He said he's the dumbest person in the U.S. Senate.
I think I said that back when Barack picked him as the running mate.
I definitely have said that a couple times, but yeah, he said the Kennedys said that he was very dumb. Albuquerque woman accused of beating and trapping a woman in her wheelchair. The woman is now in custody, accused of holding the woman in the wheelchair against her will. Brandy Marquez is 40 years old and is accused of trapping the woman and beating the wheelchair-bound woman. Police say the woman in the wheelchair had bruises all over her face that are consistent to what the accusations against Marquez. By the way, Marquez is right now in the Metro Detention Center charged with imprisonment and battery. And, you can always hope that that justice system inside the prison system actually, works out. Armed gunman takes over Ecuadorian TV studio during a live broadcast. Threatened the staff. It was a terrorist act. Following 9/11, radio stations and TV stations started locking their doors.
Right.
And became very diligent about making sure they had barriers to prevent people from just getting through and just walking in and being able to take over a studio. Now, earlier last year in the Philippines, guy's doing a broadcast, somebody comes up and pops him 3 times in the head.
Oh, my.
Yeah. So, Tom, you better watch out what you're saying. Just saying. 654, New Mexico Democratic Party Chairman Jessica Velasquez.
Yes.
So they did an interview with Jessica Velasquez and the Blue Option newsletter, and they've got
Blue Opinion.
Blue Opinion. So they have a goal for the upcoming session.
Yep.
And Blake, their goal is not budget.
No, and this is supposed to be a budget session.
Their goal is education. Mm-hmm. Early childhood education, climate change, gun control, under the guides of public safety, environmental diversification, which, they're going to talk about expanding marijuana because, when the oil and gas industry, when they completely cut off the tap, marijuana is going to be the, whatever.
No.
And, of course, gun safety. The problem with
big air quotes around that gun safety thing.
Yeah. Education. We have funded education to a high level. We are spending now in the top 20% as far as how much money we spend per student. So we pretty much have that taken care of. Could we give more money for teachers? Yes. I've never early childhood last session. We gave a buttload of money for early childhood education. Right. Climate change, I'm never going to go along with that. The guides of public safety, keep bad people in prison. That's the solution. It's not very hard. Quit letting the same jokers out.
Well, and in that, they said they want to hold criminal actors accountable for their crimes.
Since when?
Right.
Since when? By the way, Biden is slamming Trump for revealing his true colors. They're saying that he said that he hopes the economy crashes in 2024. That's not exactly what he said. Did you see this story, Blake?
Yeah, he said he hopes it crashes before he takes office.
Right. But he said if it's going to crash, he hopes it crashes before he takes office. That way he is there to help rebuild the economy.
Right.
If the crash is going to happen, I hope it's going to be during the next 12 months because I don't want to be Hoover is what he said.
Oh,
of course,
Hoover, wow.
yeah, within the first year of Hoover's presidency, back in 29, the U.S. stock market experienced devastating crash that brought us to the Great Depression. That's all he's saying.
Right. And it happened because of the policies of his predecessor.
Right. So that's all he's saying. But the Democrats are trying to make it out to be that poor Donald Trump is hoping that bad things happen in 2024, of course. And Michelle Lujan Gresham posting on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. We extend our gratitude for the brave individuals who have dedicated themselves to safeguard our communities. We will continue to do all that we can to make sure that we support you and that you have the tools at your disposal for safety on your job. Of course, I'm also going to make sure that qualified immunity passes, that if you're ever taken to court, that you lose everything you've ever worked for on a personal level. Oh, she didn't say that. I added that at the end, by the way.
Well, that's what they do.
Well, that was my point. Thank you, Michelle, for caring so much. All right, Pancakes and Waffle, National Waffle Day. I'd love to hear from you. 877-396-W105. Tom A.
All right, let's go to the phone lines right quick. Good morning. You're on B and the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, I have a recipe for your boss over there.
Okay.
Buttermilk.
My dad used to, buttermilk biscuits. My dad used to make. He used to take milk and apple cider vinegar.
Ah.
That's how he used to make his butter.
Gotcha. I can get apple cider vinegar fairly easy.
Yeah, he'd take that milk, he'd pour probably, it's all to your taste. And he would just let it, and it don't take very long to make it either. You know, if you want a glass of it, pour you some milk and then pour you some apple cider vinegar, stir it up and let it set for probably 30 minutes or so. Let it, put it in the refrigerator. You'll have your buttermilk.
There you go. Let it coagulate.
Put black pepper in it.
I'm gonna check that out. Hey, I appreciate that because I'm thinking about making some biscuits this weekend. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Tom in the text 703 KWMW Malmore 105.1 FM.
You know, this texter, Mama Bear. You know, I made buttermilk for a cake recipe using whole milk and a little vinegar, she says. And never made buttermilk with lemon juice, says another texter, before. But how many times with the vinegar works well? He's asking this morning.
No, it says, but have many times.
Oh, have many times. Never mind. And Mario from Loving says, B, you just threatened Tom's life on the air.
When?
How did that threaten Tom's life?
Oh, I think he's talking about people coming after him if he says something.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Well, that wasn't me threatening him. I'm just saying beware.
Okay. Yeah, go stick him
why
on
we-
me.
Anybody's
That's why we keep
life's
the
in
door
danger, it would be mine. Remember when the cartel was coming after me, Tom?
I remember that, yeah. Yep. Do you remember you threatened me with a bottle of Clorox?
I mean, if you're going to tell the story, I mean, it's like the vibrator story.
What?
By God. So, Blake, the story is I bought windshield cleaner washer fluid, and the name of it was Atomic Bomb.
Okay.
So I poured it in my car, and then I was being lazy, didn't want to go put it inside in the garbage. So I put the bottle, the gallon bottle, on top of Tom's car.
Okay.
He comes out, and what do you think he does? What do you think he did, Blake?
You put a bomb on my car.
Exactly. He actually called the cops.
Well, I did. That was in the middle of all that anthrax stuff.
He called the cops. I think it might be a bomb. They got there. It's an empty gallon container that says Atomic Bomb Car Wash.
Well, I was
That
so,
stuff's good at getting the bugs off your windshield, though.
well, I was so scared that I locked myself inside the studio. I couldn't open the door for the cops.
Seriously?
Yeah.
No, serious.
Oh, my goodness.
I was traumatized, man.
Oh, even with all the crap you have in the passenger seat?
Has your life ever been threatened? And that scared you? Wow.
Yes, my life has been
Are
threatened,
you scared
actually.
of your own shadow? And by the way, that's a big shadow, but you shouldn't be scared. All right, anything else, Tom, before we take a break?
This is kind of for Blake this morning. Hey, Missouri is looking to kick Biden off the presidential ballot. Let's go, Brandon, says the texter.
Missouri is one of the most conservative states, and I love Missouri. I love the green grass.
Yes, sometimes, but they have their share of wackos that pop up from time to time.
Well, I mean, they have like the Unabomber characters and stuff, but yeah, they have some.
Well, like every once in a while they'll elect someone like Claire McCaskill or something like that.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird, but
well, when you get to like St. Louis,
yeah, it's left.
You know, very left. Mm-hmm. Kansas City to a certain degree,
right? Very
left. But the cost of housing there is still
we love
very economical.
Yeah.
And the cost of land is very cheap.
Mm-hmm. Well, unless you're around one of those big cities.
Right,
like,
exactly.
And it's moving further and further out now because we lived, in St. Charles, which was across the Missouri River from St. Louis. And when we were there, it was still relatively affordable, right? But that really is pushing out quite a ways now from St. Louis as more and more people leave the bad areas.
Illinois.
Yeah.
More and more people leave Illinois and move to Missouri.
Yeah.
All right, 877-396-W105. We come back. We got lots of things to get to. The Biden-Obama ad. They did an ad together. We'll get to that. And Carrie Jean-Pierre asked about Lloyd Austin's cancer. I'll get you updated with that. And there's some fears about the election. Michelle Obama spoke of those fears, and guess who picked up on it? The View. I'll get to those cuts coming up in just a second. All right, we're going to qualify, folks, for the trip we're giving away to Disney. First, let's check in with news. News this morning being brought to you by Atlas Makeup Mirror, atlasmakeupmirror.com. Go to that website and check out the best makeup mirror on the market. Now, there are two styles. You got your original style, which was the traveling mirror. It weighs less than 4 pounds, comes in a traveling case. It travels easy, and it has 3 different mirrors, ×1, ×5, ×10 magnification, LED lights. The battery in that makeup mirror lasts for a long time. It really, really does. And then they have the wall mount mirror, now coming in multiple colors. So go to the website and check that out, atlasmakeupmirror.com. Rebecca Long has been working hard. She's got the Atlas Makeup Mirror now in Midland, Odessa at Market Street, and then also at Albertsons in Carlsbad and in Hobbs. And they've got advertising going all over the place now. She has been working with Kevin Harrington. Kevin is the shark from Shark Tank. And he loves the Atlas Makeup Mirror. Also, they had their big ad in Vogue magazine right before the new year. So they're taking the mirror. They've taken it, nationwide, maybe even worldwide, coming up soon. Check them out. Atlas Makeup Mirror, atlasmakeupmirror.com. It's kind of cool that we got somebody from New Mexico, Lee County. They came up with the greatest mirror that is on the market today. Atlas Makeup Mirror, atlasmakeupmirror.com. We're coming right back. Be on the Breakfast Club. Let's qualify people for the trip that we're giving away to Disney. It's 7:10.
Call in and win.
Hey, everybody. It's me, Mickey Mouse.
We're going to Disney World.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time.
Serving most
various phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Advocates for gun rights urging the New Mexico Supreme Court to block emergency orders by Governor Grisham restricting people from carrying guns at public parks and playgrounds in the state's largest metro area and address gun violence as a public health crisis. The state Supreme Court heard oral arguments Monday in a lawsuit brought by Republican state legislators, the National Rifle Association, and several residents of the Albuquerque area that include retired law enforcement officers, former federal agents, licensed firearms instructors, and a gun shop owner. The state's legal standoff is one of many, from an Illinois ban on high-powered rifles to location-based restrictions in New York since a U.S. Supreme Court decision last year that expanded gun rights, and as leaders in politically liberal-leaning states explore new avenues for restrictions. Work began to build the wind farm in south-central New Mexico along with a transmission line to send the energy across the state's Boot Heel region to urban markets in Arizona and potentially California. Owner of the project, Pattern Energy, announcing December 27 it closed on the $11 billion in financing needed to build the facility, estimated to generate $20 billion in economic impacts to local communities and enough renewable energy for 3 million Americans. The wind farm, made up of about 900 turbines, will span Lincoln, Torrance, and San Miguel counties, with the 550-mile transmission line running through southwest New Mexico to a termination point in Pinal County in southern Arizona. Hobbs man arrested last week after driving through a DWI checkpoint on Highway 62-180. New Mexico State Police conducting the checkpoint December 28, just outside Hobbs, when the pickup approached a high rate of speed. Officers attempted to get the driver to slow down, but he refused. A pursuit intervention ultimately utilized and brought the chase to an end. The driver, identified as 40-year-old Michael Pineda of Hobbs, exited the pickup, fled on foot, but officers able to catch and detain him. After undergoing field sobriety testing, he was placed under arrest on charges of aggravated DWI. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
You know what makes me sick? You know what makes me so mad? I want to nail my shoes to the ceiling, invite Lionel Richie over to my house, point up and go, "Now what, smart guy?" Today, I want to talk about DIY, do it yourself. Now, to most of y'all, that means doing a home project yourself without the help of a plumber, an electrician, a carpenter, or what have you. That'd be a misunderstanding of the phrase, though. See, do it yourself actually means don't do it with your old lady. I have found if you do a home fix-up project with your old lady, there's a good chance it'll end up with the two of you turning power tools on each other. Doing a home fix-up project with your wife is like standing in the backyard and throwing live bullets in a campfire. Sooner or later, she's going to go off, and you might be in the line of fire. First off, I spent the better part of my life making a living with my hands. I have rebuilt a transmission in my garage. But if I walk in the house with a hammer or a wrench, my old lady acts like a monkey just walked in the house with a loaded gun. She ain't exactly a supporter of my efforts. Number two, if you do a project with your old lady, you need to add about double the time it would normally take. That being because she likes to read instructions. Yeah. A man will look at a faucet in a box, and he'll look at the sink, and he'll look back at the faucet again, look at the sink again, maybe take the faucet out of the box, turn it over a couple times, and then he installs it. Women insist on doing things in order. And God forbid there's extra parts left over when you're done. Woman will automatically assume you forgot something. Men assume they put too many parts in the box at the factory. Besides, they got that stretchy tape for when it leaks. Wake up, America! Earl says, if it's worth doing something, it's worth doing right. I wish she would have mentioned that on our wedding day. I'm Earl Pitts, American, and Pitts on.
As a single mom, it means a lot to me to have a strong banking relationship. With the cost of living as it is, I have to make the most of every dollar I make.
Every member has different wants and needs. That's the basis of relationship-based personal service. A strong credit union is built on strong relationships. Estacado Federal Credit Union, where you are more than a number. You're a member. Federally insured by NCUA.
Be in the Breakfast Club on air, online, on your phone.
It was also Kamala's birthday. Happy birthday, great president.
877-396-W105716. Brand new survey finds the top New Year's resolution. Tom, what do you think's the top New Year's resolution? Or he's not back in the studio.
Nope. He took a restroom break, so I
got
all the qualifiers, and then he went back there
He
to
took a
qualify some
mental
more.
health break.
Yeah.
Anyway, New Year's resolution top thing is to get them mental health in order. And I'm going to be honest, you know what really helps people? Two weeks into the new year, if you just say Happy New Year, it completely drives them crazy. So, I'm just saying,
if they would stick to an exercise regime, that would help their mental health as well.
It might. I know for me, I am in better mental state than I've been in a long time because I get up with a purpose every day, go to the gym, and the other part is I'm away from Tom. Production has begun on Stranger Things 5, the final season.
How old are these kids now?
I don't know. I've never watched it either.
It's a pretty good show. It's a pretty good show.
Yeah, and I probably it looks weird.
Well, it's horror sci-fi or sci-fi horror.
I'm not into that. Man,
being in my mid-50s, I grew up around everything in that time frame. Like the age that those kids were supposed to be, that's kind of the age I was at that time. So there's a lot of nostalgia there.
So if there is anything about shooting people or stabbing people or fighting people, I'll watch that movie. But that's pretty much, and comedy. William Dafoe got his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Huh.
By the way, he's number 2,768.
Good for him.
No word if Donald Trump's going to lose his star.
Probably.
And Taiwan, a candidate, was handing out free laundry detergent pods as he campaigned.
I heard about that.
3 potential voters had to be hospitalized after they ate the detergent pods.
So did they think it was a challenge or candy or what?
Well, you remember when they first came out with the Tide Pods?
Yeah.
That people were eating the damn Tide Pods.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know.
I mean, they don't look edible.
And if you've ever tasted soap, and I'm an expert because my mother used to wash our mouths out with soap when we cussed. And soap just does not taste good. So why would you want to eat that? I don't go. But thank God they're going to be okay.
Right.
So you thought you were doing good, drinking a bottle of water. New study shows that bottled water sold in stores can contain 10 to 100 times more bits of plastic than they estimated.
And a lot of it comes from the bottle itself.
Yes.
Yeah, bottle itself. So if you refill bottles, that's not good either. What I find, I've got, a couple, not tumblers, but, water bottles that are metal. But after a while, if you don't wash that out, like, I don't know, every several days, it starts building up this black stuff on the aluminum.
Really?
So,
metal. What's in the water?
Maybe, but this is purified water, so I don't know.
We use a Berkey filter. It's that thing that sits on your counter and you put the water in it filters down. And I never have problems with any kind of a metal tumbler or anything like that. But I like the aluminum tumblers and I like glass.
Yeah. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. They've got the largest selection of guns in southeast New Mexico. They've got over 1,000 guns in stock at any particular time. Handguns, rifles, shotguns, they've got them all. Get in there and check out Zia Guns. They've been around now. It's close to 40 years they've been in business. And ladies, if you've been thinking about getting some personal protection, it's a crazy world what we live in. You know, maybe you've never thought about owning a gun or personal protection. They have lethal and non-lethal personal protection. But it's a crazy world we live in. And the crime rate and the violent crime rate is not going to go down anytime soon. Contrary to gun laws. It's just not. There are crazy people out there. There are violent people out there, and it's up to you to protect yourself. 1907 North Main in Roswell. Check them out today. Zia Guns closed on Saturday, open on Sunday. You know, we can all depend on the police, and I am an advocate and a supporter of the blue.
Yep.
But sometimes it takes a while for the police to get there. Somebody breaking into my house, it is my job to protect my family. And I'm going to do my damnedest to do just that. Lawyers representing former President Donald Trump struggling before the D.C. Court of Appeals yesterday as they argued that Trump can't be prosecuted for the 2020 election interference charge because he was president at the same time. Trump's lawyer, John Saucer, surprised the judge when he suggested the president could have ordered the SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival without getting impeached by the House. Special counsel Jack Smith employed the grand jury to indict Trump on felony election-related interference last year. And to me, that is not a good move by the president. I mean, by the president or his lawyers. I get what they're saying. He could have called in SEAL Team 6 to do whatever.
Right.
But the point is, in light of where we are today, there are people out there that think if you're voting for Donald Trump, you're crazy as bat poo.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, I'm on a website, on a Facebook page, and I like messing with people. And so this page, my picture has been up on their Facebook page for like 2 or 3 days. They take a post that I posted up, and then it's called MAGA Tea Still Gargling on Trump's You Got It.
Yep.
Anyway, they post up my picture. They posted up a picture of me and my dog and said that I like peanut butter. I ain't getting into that, but I mean, stuff like these are the compassionate left. And then they post up a picture of me and my wife and say she's a mail order bride. So you know,
wait. She ordered you through the mail?
And she did, and I came to the Philippines actually,
Yeah,
so it was pretty awesome. But
sorry,
these people. I mean, it's not a good move because it just buys into their hysteria. I'm not saying that he's wrong. He could have ordered the National Guard and not.
What I'm upset about them bringing that out is now it's given those people the idea to do that, and they are, like I said earlier, they're the ones who do that.
Yep.
You know, it's like when Obama first was elected. People are like, "Oh, you got to worry about, you know, him being assassinated or whatever because he's a black president." I said, "No, you don't." And they said, "Why not?" I said, "Because it's his side that does the assassination."
Right. You know, it's kind of crazy what Michelle Obama said, and I'm going to get to the cut from The View about, you know, we're in scary times right now. Donald Trump was president. None of the stuff that you're saying could happen when he was president for 4 years. In fact, we were fairly stable, except for some people burning down businesses and
the left.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. That was the left that did that. Thank you for reminding me. Holy crap. Federal revenue up $87 billion for the first quarter. You know what the problem is, though? Federal, we raised more money so far in the first quarter. But spending rose twice that.
Right.
In the first quarter of 2024. So the federal budget deficit was $509 billion in the first quarter of the fiscal year 2024, up $87 billion from the deficit recorded at the same time in the last year's fiscal year. So the problem with all of this is we're collecting all-time high money.
Right.
Revenue was up 8%, but spending rose 12%.
Because the
so
left,
it doesn't matter how much we tax people.
No.
Spending,
we can't keep up.
Right.
Well, the left has never met a dollar that they won't spend 3 times.
Right.
So it doesn't help. Every campaign stump that Biden goes on, we're going to give $12 billion to the train industry.
He just pulls numbers out of his hat.
But it's like a personal slush fund.
Yep.
And the problem is
Congress is supposed to have the purse strings.
The only way we can dig ourselves out of this is to tax you more. That's the only way. Crazy. Joe Banda was indicted Tuesday in Lubbock. 35-year-old Joe Banda. No relation to my friend Joe Banda from Dexter. Let me just say that. This guy is from Lubbock. 35-year-old Joe Banda indicted on Tuesday on cruelty to a non-livestock animal charge for stabbing a dog several times in the neck in November of 2023. Lubbock police called to a home on Emory Street about a civil disturbance. When they arrived, police found Banda in an alley stabbing the dogs. One of the dogs was taken inside, bandaged, suffered multiple stab wounds to the face and neck. Officers could not find Banda after he ran away from the scene. They later did locate him. Yeah, he was in a store stealing from the Amigo supermarket. And when they got there, same dude. According to the indictment, Banda could not determine which road he was walking on, but stated he was on Flint Street. And so they put 2 and 2 together, and it was him stabbing the dogs. By the way, they also found a glass pipe on his possession that they believe was used to smoke methamphetamine. He is going away for a substantial amount of time in Texas. Sentencing will begin soon. He was indicted and found guilty. Albuquerque man pled guilty in that murder of a family member. He shot and killed a family member during a dispute. Pled guilty to second-degree murder charge. Took a plea deal on Tuesday. And Adam Mora was involved in the dispute with a family member in January 2022. That's when he shot his uncle, Daniel Trujillo. He has pled guilty, second-degree murder charge. He will take the plea. Sentencing is next month. Melania Trump lost her mother. Her mother passed away. She was 78 years old. She released a statement yesterday saying she will be missed. And Aztec School District settles the shooting victim settlement. You remember this case?
Yep.
Aztec High School District settled with the mother of one of the victims. She sued the district for a wrongful death case after it was discovered that her daughter died and that a teacher was having an inappropriate relationship with her daughter. That was a terrifying scene back in 2017 when a school shooter killed 2 students at Aztec. Casey Marquez was one of those students. It was later determined that she was having inappropriate relationship with James Coulter, who was a teacher at the school. They determined this after getting her cell phone and looking through her cell phone. So they have settled the case for over $2 million. Wow. Judge Judy endorses Nikki Haley, saying, I think she can restore America. No, thank you, Judge Judy.
Well,
are we
Judge Judy isn't what I would call conservative.
Yeah.
And isn't she like 80 years old?
Yeah, she is, but still on TV. And do you know daytime TV? Who's the highest paid person on daytime TV? Judge Judy.
Wow. $80 million a year, I think she gets.
Wow. Good for her.
Yeah, I mean, she makes like a ridiculous amount of money. Yeah. All right, text line open. We'll come back with Carrie Jean-Pierre. I got to get to taking out the trash. Our number 877-396-W105. Things that happened on this date in history still to come. Our number 877-396-W105. Pancakes or waffles on a National Waffle Day. Which one would you like, pancakes or waffles?
Yummy. Both of them.
Yeah. Give me the damn text.
Well, John from Eunice is saying, traumatized, really? Because of an empty bottle, laugh out loud. He says, Tom had an AOC moment. What a girly man.
No. He had an AOC moment before AOC became, that was during her bartender days.
Yeah.
Yeah, but empty bottle. And on the bottle, just because it said bomb, it had to be a bomb.
Well, that was scary. I was doing news at the time. And
it was scary.
Yeah.
No wonder you only watch the Hallmark Channel.
I'm going to be honest. What? Hearing some of your gas in the office next to you was a lot more scary than that bottle.
Whatever. And Kevin.
And a lot more volatile.
Oh, okay. Okay. You know, Kevin, it was actually, this texter is saying that the sitting judge has said if the president ordered the SEAL Team 6 to take out a political rival, should he be held accountable? That she was asking the attorney, Mark Levine.
Oh, she was asking the attorney.
Because Mark Levine had it on his podcast, says the texter.
Okay.
So, he's asking about that. And, ever seen Airheads with Adam Sandler? We're catching up on some back text.
That's a movie.
Oh, that's a movie.
Airheads is a movie, and it's about a group of people who take over a radio station.
Oh, never been there. And another texter says, no,
never been there.
Never been there.
Like at the radio station or what?
Yeah, and that particular one.
Yeah,
because it's fictional, Tom. It was it was a movie. It was fictional. It wasn't a real radio station.
That's what I'm saying. You didn't get it, did you, buddy?
No one's ever been there, Tom. Good Lord.
So, are we mentioning businesses that make pancakes or what?
No.
Okay.
No.
Like, remember
that one's not
we were talking
anymore.
earlier about peptides?
Yes.
The amino acids and, you know, and there are amino acids for people that are coming on for, you know, the beginnings of dementia that can help with, you know, thought and brain. And I'm actually looking to it because I am interested in, you know, continue to stay young.
Right.
And so, Tom, I'm saying that you ought to really look into it and take a lot of it.
Yeah, no, I don't even have a touch of that stuff. I went to my doctor last week.
Again?
Yeah.
Wait, how'd you go to your doctor last week? You were sick.
Last Friday, I was sick. I was getting
over it. He gave me a shot.
And what did he say, Tom?
And he gave me a shot to get over it. Right?
What was the shot that he gave you?
An antibiotic.
Okay, so you got antibiotics to get over whatever it was.
Right.
Had. Okay.
So.
And did he do an overall health screen?
I asked him about that. I said, you know, sometimes I'm a little foggy, you know, and is that any signs of dementia or anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
He said, nah, you ain't.
So that he did a thorough
in a 15-minute visit.
How long did you talk?
45 minutes.
How long was he in there for you?
The doctor stayed in the room with you for 45 minutes.
45 minutes, sure does.
Then what else did you talk about?
No way.
Oh, my overall health.
For 45 minutes.
There is no way that a doctor stayed in the room with you for 45 minutes.
Maybe he meant 4 to 5 minutes.
4 to 5 minutes is more like it. They're blowing and going, okay, all right, see you next month.
Yeah, because they see about 30 to 40 people a day.
Right.
Oh, they're pushing.
But I usually schedule me for the last appointment of the day. See?
Sure. And he ain't got nothing better to do than chat with you.
Yep.
Because you're so engaging.
So tell me this, Tom, since he says there's no possibility, what test did you do? What cognitive tests? Things like that. Because that's how you would determine that, not just by talking to you.
Well, yeah. You can determine if I forgot something.
So what cognitive test did you do?
So I didn't forget anything. That was the cognitive test.
So what questions did he ask you?
Well, I didn't forget to tell him what was wrong with me.
No, that's not a cognitive test.
Remember this number. I want you to remember this number. 478. Remember that number, 478, and don't write it down.
Okay.
And also, it's always at least 2 objects that they ask in that test.
Yeah.
So, red rubber ball to go with that number. Okay.
478 and red rubber ball.
Red rubber ball. Okay, go ahead, Kevin.
All right, morning show this morning being brought to you by State Representative Randy Pettigrew. He's in District 61.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this governor continues to attack our personal rights.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this health mandate is not about a health mandate. It's about taking away your guns and taking away all your gun rights. There is nothing better that the Democratic Party and Michelle Lujan Grisham would rag more so than taking away your guns. They have said it so many times. I mean, she was so happy that people turned in 1,396 guns over the weekend at the buyback program. I mean, I have never seen her that happy.
Tip of the iceberg, dude.
I mean, I have never seen her that. Well, the other time I've seen her that happy is when she had those Wahoo steaks, and then the other time when she had groped that poor guy. But other than that, I mean, she had never been that happy. Randy Pettigrew is up there fighting for our rights, our Second Amendment rights, making sure the governor understands the U.S. Constitution and also understands the New Mexico Constitution, fighting to make sure that she protects the oil and gas industry, the industry that continues to fund our education system, fund our roads, and fund this state at a rate of 40+% a year. We need people like Randy fighting for us. He's running for his 3rd term in office, and if you can give to his campaign, he would appreciate it. Go to the website, randallpettigrew.com, randallpettigrew.com. According to a brand new study, love really does change how your brain works. According to the Australian National University, they say that love actually changes the way your brain works.
I believe that. The Australians do a lot of study on that, on brain stuff and dementia and things.
Do they?
Yeah.
So we talked yesterday, to the gentleman that said to stay happy, don't get married. I think
that's wrong.
The opposite.
Yep.
I think love puts out endorphins in your body, or a love hormone that goes right to your brain.
Yep.
Now, I got to admit, sometimes when we're in love, we don't make the great decisions.
That's a different thing.
Yeah, that's totally different. All right, taking out the trash on the way. Tom, what are the 2 things that we told you?
All right. The number. Are you ready?
Did we talk about the 15 factors?
Under the 4, under the 7, under the 8. Want another one?
Yeah.
Under the R, under the I, under the V, under
Can
the
I just
R.
get the answer? By God.
Under the B-A-L-L.
Wait, you got it wrong.
I did?
Yeah.
What was the other one?
What did you just say?
River ball.
That would be wrong.
Oh, what did I say?
Red rubber ball.
It's in the neighborhood.
Now, keep that in mind because in an hour I'm coming back to you. All right, 20 minutes away from 8 o'clock, 20 away from 8. Text line open. We got to take out the trash. We'll talk about e-cigarettes. E-cigarettes, are they helping people quit smoking?
No.
This survey says something totally different. I'm going to get to that next.
They're still smoking.
I get it. I believe it. And you know what? I also believe that it could be worse for you.
Yes.
We'll get to that next.
Hey, Cactus from Carlsbad is saying, my question is, where are the 1,300 people that decided to turn in their weapons? And why are people being so stupid about it?
I wonder where these weapons came from. I really do. But you know what? If there's somebody's has weapons and they want to turn them in, it is their right to turn them in.
Well, they identified some of them as stolen.
Yeah, I think it was 129 were determined stolen.
Okay, so the other ones are probably used in crimes, and it's a good way to dump them.
That's a possibility. Or we have some vindictive spouse that is mad at their ex and proceeded to sell off all their weapons. And if you're like my friend Jeff, that's all that's like all his weapons.
What do you think the estimated amount of weapons we have in this state?
In this state?
I'm going to say about 1 million.
Do you know the United States per capita leads the world in household weapons?
Mm-hmm. I believe that.
That's why we don't.
That's
why they have to invade us the way that they're doing at the southern border instead of an army.
I've said that all along, too. All right, Tom in the text. Get to it, bro.
You know what? The texter says, Tom's so full of poo, says the texter.
Winnie the
Pooh. And so, Mr. B has a mail order bride. So does that mean he's married to the mob? Says the texter.
No, his wife has a mail order husband.
Oh, that what it is.
Yeah, we just talked about that.
Yeah. And I'm very proud to be the mail order husband.
Right?
I am.
I've been telling that for years. For years I've been telling that dude. Finally listened to me.
What?
Yeah.
About what?
I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah,
what do you? Neither one of us know what you're talking about.
Well, he does. I mean, this is number 4.
He just said he doesn't.
Oh, I don't.
What are you talking about?
This is number 4.
Okay, and?
So when he told me about number 4, I said, by the time you did it the way I asked you to do it 15 years ago.
Now, let me just say this much. I would never take love advice from you. That's number 1. The dude that has zero game when it comes to picking up chicks. Zero game.
What?
And the guy that was married for 92 days. And the last thing that she said before she kicked you out was, I cannot do it anymore. Pick up these chonies one more day. Just saying.
Well, she did say every time I come to the house, she'd say, mi amor. That have to add up for something, right?
God bless. Taking out trash this morning, being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com. Give them a call this morning, 575-390-4549. They do residential trash pickup. They love to talk to you. They also support the Lovington Animal Shelter. There's one thing the Lovington Animal Shelter needs. It's 2 things. They need volunteers. Mm-hmm. They need folks to work with the animals and walk the animals. So if you've got a couple hours a week to volunteer, that would be awesome. Or if you've got a couple dollars to donate, they need both. monetary donations and volunteers. 575-552-3669. Call the Lovington Animal Shelter directly. I don't know how many people saw this story. I don't know how many people saw the video, but in Canada, a conservative news reporter on the news channel Rebel News Network, David Mintz, was arrested Monday because he asked the Deputy Prime Minister, Christina Freeland, a question after the police officer accused him of assaulting her. And in no way did he I watched the video. There's no way he asked a question. He stuck a mic in front of her face. The video of the event shows the reporter asking the question. And that's when the police officer came over there and assaulted him. He assaulted him. He was on Fox and Friends today, and he said, if this ever happens in America. By the way, they did arrest him. I would think there's a lawsuit for false imprisonment, false arrests.
Well, but Canada does not have a First Amendment like we do.
There. Oh. Go check that out. Look at the, just type in Rebel News Network, reporter arrested. The only person that was assaulted was the reporter. Taking out the trash this morning, being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com. Things that happen on this date in history coming up in just a second. Also, we'll check in with news, qualify you for the cash that we're giving away. Our number 877-396-W105. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by All American Cleaners. All American Cleaners, family owned and operated. You can find them at Hobbs, Lovington, Carlsbad, Artesia, and in Roswell. They can wash, dry, and fold your clothes, 17 pounds for $16.99. If you're busy and you ain't got time to do all the washing, this is an awesome way to do things. They can also dry clean your clothes, starch them up, keep them looking good. AllAmericanCleaners.net. Sunny skies, 61 today, 36 tonight. We've got blowing dust tomorrow. Winds over 50 miles an hour. 58 for the high tomorrow. The wind will be back on Friday, but just in time for the weekend, it is gone. 5-day forecast, go to W105radio.com. All right, the question is, e-cigarettes, are they helping people quit smoking more so than patches or gum? So according to this story, while e-cigarettes come along with their unique set of potential health concerns, new research finds that the devices may actually offer cigarette smokers their best chance to kick the habit.
They're still smoking.
That's what I'm thinking. They're still inducing a nicotine into their body, and they're still inducing toxins into their lungs, right?
Right. Yep.
This study says the best chance for somebody, longtime smokers, to quit smoking is e-cigarettes. Now, if you could wean yourself off the cigarettes to e-cigarettes and then wean yourself off e-cigarettes, maybe. I'm just going to say the most addictive thing out there. Two things.
Tobacco?
Sugar and tobacco.
Yep.
Fentanyl is more deadly, but sugar and tobacco are just as addictive.
Well, and sugar can be almost as deadly if you count all the diabetes that goes along with it.
Amen. Amen. Let's go to the sugar expert. Correct, Tom?
Yeah, what about it?
Oh, that's what I thought. All right, things that happened on this date in history. 10 minutes away from 8 o'clock. We'll do that next. Tom on the text, 877-396-W105. Before we get to Tom, though, Carrie Jean-Pierre talks about Lloyd Austin's cancer. Here's what she had to say. And, it's one thing for him to have cancer. He's 70 years old.
Right.
And if I had to choose a cancer, it would be prostate cancer. That's what he is, prostate cancer. But to not notify and to go dark for a whole week is totally unacceptable. Listen, the whole thing is just a bunch of hooey.
How did the president not know until this morning that it was cancer? How did 5 days go without knowing the death?
That is something that we're trying to find.
Cancer.
No, I hear you, but that is something that we are going to get a sense of this process, right? That's why they're going to do a review. That's why the Pentagon.
We don't need a damn review.
No.
I hate stuff like this. I hate this wishy-washy BS. We don't need a review. Next, they'll be saying that they have to have weekly meetings to overlook. No, he didn't do what he was supposed to do. And somebody in his office also didn't do what they're supposed to do.
Well, and one of the things we didn't have a process for this. What do you mean you didn't have a process for this?
Everybody has somebody that they work for.
Yes.
Everybody has somebody that they work for. So, you do have a process. So what you're telling me, anybody in the federal government can just not show up for work for a week and not call in and say what's going on.
Right.
You got to do it.
I'm not even an employee of MTD Radio or Will Rooney. But if I couldn't show up, I would give somebody a heads up and tell them what's going on.
Right.
And they make it out, well, he's a private person. We're all private people. Man, if this is the way that we're handling our defense, we've got a lot to be scared of.
It's no wonder we've had so many attacks.
Right.
Michelle Obama is talking about things that we're fearful of. I don't know if she was talking about Donald Trump or Joe Biden. True story. She could have been talking about both. All right, Tom on the text. Go ahead.
Since we were on that subject of e-smoking, this text is saying e-smoking can cause popcorn lungs, which has no cure, and is one of the worst ways to die.
That's what I was thinking.
Says
Here's a great idea. Just don't smoke.
Yeah. I only did it once, and I
don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Just read the text.
All right. In some cases, vaping and cigarette products contain more nicotine than a cigarette. I may be wrong, but I believe that nicotine is the part of the cigarette that's horrible. It's the chemicals, which the vapors also have plenty of chemicals in them, says the texter.
Tom, what is that called? The chemicals?
Nicotine.
Carcinogenics?
Carcinogenic. And it says on the package, this could be dangerous to your health by the Surgeon General.
So maybe we need that on sugar and burritos, right?
Yes.
There you go.
Because I'm sure you would listen, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you would.
So, B, this is on the guns. So when they have a gun buyback, do they have to get a background check like the normal citizen?
Well, and that's why the governor has involved state police to run a check to see if those guns are stolen, because the other group was breaking the law.
Right.
That's why she's brought in the sheriff to do all this.
And one more opinion says...
Sheriff, in some places, it's state police. If they were going to do a gun buyback program in southeast New Mexico, none of the sheriffs would work with the governor.
Right.
We can rest assured on that.
And you remember, B, when you and I were in Roswell, the mayor didn't know that they were doing it. And we found out.
If you're going to tell the story, please be accurate.
Okay,
when we were in Ruidoso.
No, it's Roswell, but...
Okay, whatever, Tom. God almighty.
So you were saying?
It was Ruidoso. It was about 4 years ago.
And the rest of the story?
We talked about it on the air, and the mayor called off the gun back by.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Mayor of Roswell did. And one more on the guns. All lies to coax people to turn in guns, says the texter. a feel-good moment, do the right thing, and give up freedom and submission, says the tax.
I'm not giving up my gun. I don't care if you give me $200. It's worth more than $200. What's the matter with you?
Yep.
All right, things that happen by Narstar Laundry, one-stop shop for all your laundry needs. They can wash, dry, and fold your clothes. They can dry clean your clothes. They can press your clothes. They do all of that and more. So find out more information by stopping into one of their locations. They're in Carlsbad. They have 2 locations, 609 West Lee Street and 604 West Church Street. Also in Loving at 406 West Cedar, and they have coin-operated machines at all of their locations. Narstar Laundry, proud sponsor of things that happen on this date in history. Revolutionary War hero Ethan Allen was born on this date in 1738. Hell of a furniture guy. 1776, American revolutionary Thomas Paine published his pamphlet, Common Sense, which argued that for the colonies to break away from England in 1776. Common Sense, a lost cause in America today. Penny Post mail system began in the U.S. back in 1840. Standard Oil was created in 1870, and the Republican Party was born. O.P. Brigg patented this invention. They called it barbed wire. 1911, very first photo from an airplane was taken over San Diego on this date at 5,000 feet.
Wow.
U.S. Army established the first radar contact with the moon in 1946. RCA announced they were coming out with a revolutionary new way to listen to music in 1949. Any idea what that was?
Tom?
No.
I'm going to guess the 45.
45 is correct. Ding, ding, ding. 1976. This was the #1 song on the radio. I'm going to give you some lyrics, Tom. It's your chance to score.
What year?
66.
In 1976.
76. Okay.
Breaker, breaker, good buddy.
It's Conway Twitty.
Convoy.
Yeah,
Not Conway Twitty. That's not Conway Twitty.
C.W. McCall.
The neighborhood.
And you sure the doctor said you were okay? President Reagan ordered the White House staff members to stay away from the press in 1983. Birthdays today. Criss Cross. Remember Criss Cross? They wore their clothes backwards.
Sailing
jump.
away.
That's Christopher Cross. He's talking Criss Cross, the brothers.
Oh, they're brothers? Okay.
Daddy Mac from Criss Cross. They wore their pants like the zipper in the back, and I don't even know why they wore the zipper in the back. That's your business. Your love life is your business. Anyway, he's 45 years old. Pat Benatar is 71. Tom?
She sang the song, I Will Never Love You, Love You.
Nope. Hit me with
Go
your
ahead,
best shot.
take another shot. Go ahead, give it your best shot.
It's a neighborhood.
Give it another shot.
I just told you. Hit me with your best shot.
Yeah.
Best
Love is
shot.
the battlefield. We belong.
Oh. George Foreman turned 75 today. Tom, is he best known for a grill inventor or boxer?
He's known for both.
Oh, okay. Donald Fagen.
Yeah.
76 years old.
Yes, sir.
He's still reeling in the years, Tom. Name a song from Donald Fagen and name the group that he used to be in.
Steely Dan.
Yes.
Oh,
one of the founding members. Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
I got it,
Oh.
baby. I got it.
Rod Stewart is 79.
Tonight's the night.
Okay.
Boy, it's never sounded that bad. Do you know he's not leaving any money to his kids?
I saw that the other day. Yeah.
Yeah. He told them, I came into the world without any money, and you should come into the world without any money. He is setting them up in a business, and it's their opportunity to make it or break it.
Good for him.
Shaquille O'Neal doing the same for his kids. I think it's pretty cool.
Yep.
All right, we're going to get to National Anthem and the Pledge. Tom on the text, 877-396-W105.
All right. So this texter is saying, did they return the stolen guns back to the owners to keep the stolen goods, making themselves common criminals? Dang. They're government thieves, says the texter. Yeah. And
I think they return them to their rightful owners. I would hope.
I think they burn them, don't they? Don't they burn them or something?
They burn them.
Yeah. Melt
Tom.
them down.
Sure.
And type 2 diabetes may be caused by eating wrong, but type 1 diabetes is totally different.
Yeah.
Most people are born with it.
Yeah, we said that earlier.
Sure.
Tracy from Eunice is saying this morning. And hey, B, it's not Michelle. It's pronounced Michelle Obama.
Oh, it's
Michael.
really called Michael.
Michael, right. And another texter said, there are more and more kids trying vaping because they think it's cool. And they want to try the different flavors, too, says the text.
Yeah, I wish they would do away with the flavors.
Yeah. I wish they would do away with vaping.
Hey,
completely.
before we get away from the this day in history thing, we lost a couple folks several years ago, obviously. 8 years ago, David Bowie. Tom, you know who he is?
Yeah.
Who is he?
He's a rock guy.
Yeah, okay, good enough. And then
we call him a rocker.
I'm gonna let it go. 6 years ago, Motorhead guitarist Fast Eddie Clark.
Oh, really?
So we lost a couple of folks in the music industry on this day in history.
All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to qualify people coming up in a second. Also, National Anthem and the Pledge. One more thing before we go. The View talking about Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama is very fearful. She can't sleep at night because of the upcoming election. I don't know if she's more fearful that Joe's going to get elected or that Trump is going to get elected. Listen to what The View had to say.
When he first started running, it was, I'm saving the soul of the country, and I think it really resonated. This theme of, I'm saving this country, I'm saving this country's democracy, I don't know that that is resonating as much with young voters. I don't think it's resonating as much with voters that feel that their station in life is not what it should be. And I'm also echoing her concerns about education and voter engagement, because she said, I am hyper-focused on this lack of voter engagement. And that's where I am. I mean, she's raised her kids, she said, certainly to be very politically active. My kids are very politically active.
I mean, here's the deal. They figured out, a lot of people figured out that it's a bunch of hooey, that Bidenomics ain't working, that Biden's not engaged, and that the Democratic Party doesn't give a damn about certain folks. They don't care about the black population. They damn sure don't care about the Asian population. They don't care. People have figured out. So they're either, if they're not going to vote for Trump, they're going to sit home and not vote at all. And you know what? I'm okay with that. Me personally, I want everybody to get out and vote. But if you're not going to vote for Donald Trump, I mean, and you want to stay home, that's your choice.
Yeah.
That's your choice to stay home. And that is their biggest fear, because African Americans aren't engaged. They're not engaged with Joe Biden. They figured out that he does not care. Look, Monday or Sunday, he was at the African American church in South Carolina. Usually that church would have been packed to hear Joe do the same damn stories about he invented the Civil Rights March, even though he said himself that he wasn't part of the Civil Rights March. Depends on what day you get him. But the point is that black folks aren't engaged with Joe Biden.
Well, they finally figured out he's a racist.
Well, it's bigger than that. They figured out that the Democratic Party doesn't give a damn. And it all began with all these migrants flowing into and they cared more about the migrants than they did about the African Americans. They figured it out.
Yeah.
I mean, did you know that in New Jersey, they shut down 2 schools? They shut down 2 schools. They have gone away from in-person learning. They're doing distant learning so they can house the migrants at the school.
At the school.
I'm not making this up.
I can get why that's happening, yeah.
So they have housed the migrants at the schools. And what's really bad, you got men and kids in the same location. Where could that go wrong, huh? You got a 13-year-old girl and grown men, some of them could be predators. Where could that go wrong? But for them to shut down a school to house migrants is nuts.
It's good for trouble.
It's nuts. It's crazy. But that's what you get under Joe Biden. The kids suffer so we can take care of foreigners. That's what you get. 806 KWMW, Malchamore, 105.1 FM. Quick check of the weather. 61 today, sunny skies, 36 tonight. And then tomorrow, the blow and dust, 50-mile-an-hour winds. A wind advisory will be in effect. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by Maine Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Maine Trailer Sales. Largest inventory of new and pre-owned models. Fifth wheels, ultralights, travel trailers, toy haulers, they've got them all. And if you are working in the patch, getting paid the per diem, what you ought to do is invest that per diem into a fifth wheel. 575-622-1751, Maine Trailer Sales, Inc.com. Don't go camping without Maine Trailer Sales. Tom, anything else before we go?
Yeah, this texter is saying, B, it's hard to forecast this, but just hypothetically, what if Ramaswamy somehow became president? How do you think he'd do? I mean, do you think he'd get sucked into the swamp? Asked the texter.
Well, I don't like looking at what ifs. And because Ramaswamy, this election cycle does not have a chance of becoming president.
No.
He does not. I love some of the things he says, but it also worries me that he voted for Barack Obama. It also worries me that the first election that he voted in was 2008.
It's okay.
There are lots of red flags about Ramaswamy. At the same time, he's been steadfast.
He has.
Supporting Donald Trump at the same time. So there's lots of red flags, but at the same time, he's going to have to earn for me to think that he is a viable candidate. At this point, he's not.
Well, check this out, Pete. Let me ask you this, because I was thinking about it last night.
All right. Here we go.
All right. If the Supreme Court goes along with his Colorado lawsuit and says it's going to keep him out of the ballots, Donald Trump is a dead duck at that point, because then the other blue states are also going to go along with it, and they're going to keep him off the ballot.
It's not going to happen. Supreme Court's not going to go along because it's unconstitutional. He hasn't been convicted. He hasn't been convicted. Thank you, Blake. My dementia kicked in. He hasn't been convicted of anything. So it's not going to happen.
He was found not guilty in the Senate of insurrection.
But that didn't matter to this Colorado.
And if this is legal, what's to stop Republican states from kicking Joe Biden off the ballot?
For letting 8 million people across the southern border.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It's a nightmare, man. I'm telling you.
So the Supreme Court is going to rule that it's unconstitutional. They can't keep him off the ballot. Let the people decide. And Trump wins in 2024. And I just don't believe that Trump wins. I think he wins by a landslide. But there are 2 caveats to that. Number 1, people need to get out and vote.
Yep.
Number 2, Republicans, conservatives, you need to do your due diligence to make sure that nothing shady is going on. You need to do your due diligence. When you're supposed to be a poll watcher, you do not leave the poll.
Right.
You stay there. You do your job. You don't disappear for 3 hours.
Go to lunch or something.
Because that's what happened in some of those situations. Republican poll watchers left. And then all of a sudden, they're adding ballots.
But I tell you, who's not going to go to the polls? I'm going to tell you who's not going to go to the polls. It's those same individuals that voted 4 years ago for
The
Trump.
dead people?
No, the ones that voted for Trump 4 years ago who felt cheated. They're saying,
No,
I ain't going to go back.
They will. I
ain't
think
gonna
they'll
go
be
back.
back at the poll because, number one, it's Trump. And number two, we have no choice. We have no choice. By the way, Tom, you have no. You're not on the barometer of what people think.
No,
Believe
I am. I
You're
am.
standing out there in the island by yourself.
Believe me, guys, that's what's going to happen.
It's a big island.
Kind of like Dion was going to win.
Well, let's bring it home. Let's bring it home. Why did not Yvette or Ron Ketty got into office? Why? Because the same thing, our vote ain't going to count. People did not show up because our vote ain't going to count.
God bless you, Tom. I got to go. It's 11 minutes after 8. We could do these hypothetical questions.
We need to do the pledge.
We got to get to the pledge. God bless you, though. 8/11, National Anthem and the Pledge being brought to you by our friend Rebecca Long. 40-plus years in business, still serving people, still saving people a lot of money, still giving them great coverage. Let her look at all of your insurance, put together a quote, and find you the best route for you. Save your money, and all your business is under one umbrella. Find out more information by calling Rebecca Long, 575-393-2661. 40-plus years with farmers, still helping folks. Rebecca Long, 575-393-2661. Proud sponsor of the National Anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance.
We are the Perry family from Hobbs.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
El Charro de Oro, Sebastián de la Cruz.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose brown stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glow, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
God bless America. God bless you. 8:14, we're being the Breakfast Club. Large prayer this morning being brought to you by Judah Oil, reminding you that God is in control.
From Proverbs 1 this morning, my son, if sinners entice you, do not give in to them.
Hi, this is Felicia Bowen with Judah Oil. Please join me in our Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
8:15 morning show this morning being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction, a trusted name across southeast New Mexico when it comes to siding, roofs, metal buildings, seamless gutters, windows. They do it all. They have two different types of metal buildings they can provide. They offer industrial type and commercial type. When it comes to metal roofs or shingle roofs or windows, they can repair all your windows. And they also provide siding. Find out more information today. Go to the website, SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com. I've had multiple friends that they have done a complete makeover of their home with siding and new windows and the works. And you know what? We haven't even talked about energy efficiency. The energy efficiency that you save with new windows. Get in touch with them. 575-391-1430. Go to the website, SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com. Some of the stories we'll talk about shortly. Sanctuary, Fairfax County, Virginia. Illegal alien that also got into the country as a unaccompanied minor is accused of child sex abuse. We'll get to that. South Carolina couple found dead. The horrific story about how they died. I'll get into that. New Mexico man pleads guilty in a drive-by shooting. Remember, he was shooting at lawmakers' homes? We'll talk about that. Cuba fears the worst inflation that they've ever seen. How bad is it in Cuba? I'll get to that. That means more Cubans coming to America also. And a pro-Palestine protester vandalizes a U.S. military cemetery in Los Angeles. I'll update you on that story coming up shortly. 8:17. We're being on the Breakfast Club. We're going to qualify you for the trip that we're giving away to Disney. First, though, let's check in, find out what's going on with news being brought to you by Ragsdale Law Firm. Luke Ragsdale, he is the guy settling cases like a medical malpractice case for $9 million. Also settling cases in the patch, had one case that he settled for over $10 million. Been involved in a car accident? You better call Luke Ragsdale. Slip and fall? Call Luke Ragsdale. 575-208-5300. RagsdaleLawFirm.com. Need somebody to defend you in the court of law? Luke Ragsdale. 575-208-5300. Coming right back, Boob of the Day on the way, plus more. Be on the Breakfast Club with W105 818. Let's qualify folks for our trip.
Call in and win. Hey, everybody, it's me, Mickey Mouse.
We're going to Disney World!
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Another wave of attacks on commercial ships in the Red Sea is repelled by the American and British navies.
The new attack was launched overnight by Iran-backed Houthi rebels. A U.S. official telling Fox News that the combined drone and missile attack was the largest to date to target the shipping lane. 18 drones were shot down during that incident in what is the 26th Houthi attack since mid-November.
Fox's Trey Yingst. There's a Republican presidential primary debate tonight. Fox's Jared Halpern.
Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis are the only two participating in the final Republican debate before Monday's Iowa caucuses. Haley and DeSantis are increasing criticism and attacks of each other as polling shows the two locked in a dead heat in Iowa, though both are well behind former President Trump.
And he'll take part in a town hall on Fox News Channel instead. Stocks start the day basically flat on Wall Street. America's listening to Fox News.
This Lovington Wildcat update being brought to you by Battle Energy Services. 1315 Avenue D in Lovington, with 5 generations of their own Lovington Wildcats.
Proudly serving the Permian Basin for over 10 years, Battle Energy Services says good luck to the Lovington Wildcats. With locations in Lovington, New Mexico, and Midland, Texas, Battle Energy is your source for BOP nipple up and testing services. Also offering Safeland USA and H2S Oilfield safety classes every Friday. 5 generations of Lovington Wildcats are behind the family and team at Battle Energy Services. Call 575-942-9472. That's 575-942-9472. Go Wildcats.
At 10-3, the Lovington Lady Wildcats basketball team is beginning to position itself for a possible playoff spot. But Coach Chief Bridgeford says, yeah, they're playing good, but they need to be playing better as district approaches.
At times we're playing, pretty good. A lot of it's like a lot of teams, it's like when we shoot the ball better, you feel like you're playing better. But the effort's been there, and I think we're developing some chemistry. So, but I know our schedule only gets tougher, so we need to be playing well. District, it's really going to be, just history has shown you need to be down here, you need to be district champ to guarantee yourself a home game. But I think this year, just looking at it, our districts definitely seems to be getting respect in the coaches' polls and the max preps. I think we have 3 teams, in the top 10. And
Lovington is ranked as high as number 4 in one of those polls. They'll have 2 home games this week.
This Lovington Wildcat update being brought to you by Battle Energy Services. Call 575-942-9472. Go Wildcats.
Why are families driving from West Texas, Hobbs, Jow, Eunice, all over southeastern New Mexico to shop at Bob's Ridgeway? Is it the everyday low prices, the most locally grown farm fresh produce? Is it the hand-selected and cut meats, the hundreds of weekly specials, the clean, friendly shopping environment? Or is it just the fact that that's where for over 50 years your grocery dollar has always gone farther? It's all of these. It's Bob's Ridgeway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington, where your grocery dollar goes farther.
This is Davis Smith, the Guerrilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients, and do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We got to get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
It's truck season at Sierra Blanca Motors in beautiful Ruidoso. Shop their lot, overflowing with Ram Tough trucks. For a limited time, Sierra Blanca Motors is offering an unprecedented 13% under MSRP on their entire inventory of new 2023 half, 3/4, and 1-ton Ram trucks in stock. Shop online at SierraBlancaMotors.com. Sierra Blanca Motors, your 4-wheel drive headquarters. No gimmicks, no markups, no addendums, ever.
January 13th is your MLK Day of Service, and the United Way of Lee County is serving it up big. From 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., they will be handing out 500 food boxes and 450 hot meals at your safe space, located at 1124 East Humble in Hobbs. Your local NAACP President, Joe Cotton, will also be speaking during the food service. January 13th in Hobbs at your safe space, 1124 East Humble. This MLK Day of Service event is being brought to you by the United Way of Lee County, Devon Energy, and Chevron, the human energy company. For more information, please contact Marcus Sparenberg at 575-964-3040.
Here is your Liar Liar Pants on Fire update.
I may be a practicing Catholic. I used to go to 7:30 Mass every morning in high school and then in college before I went to the black church.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
Why did you do that?
Because they're stupid, that's why.
And good morning to you. It is already 8:24. We're beyond the Breakfast Club. Couple things going on. Hunter Biden makes a surprise appearance at a hearing on Capitol Hill. That is going on as we speak. I'll keep an eye on that. And in the Red Sea, The largest attack overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Austin, is he in or out? I don't know. We'll just go ahead and attack.
Yeah. The Houthi.
Everybody's asleep at the wheel. Let's go ahead and do it.
Lots of drones and missiles that we left in Afghanistan. The Houthis are firing in the Red Sea.
And you know what makes it worse? We're sending a message to China that we're asleep at the wheel.
Yep.
Where could that go wrong?
Go ahead and take Taiwan.
I mean, go ahead and do it now. I mean, Austin's out. Number 2 guy is in
vacation.
I mean, Joe Biden's on vacation too. He's red as a lobster. I mean, what the hell? 877-396-W105, 825. We are B and the Breakfast Club. Got a lot of things to get to. We'll qualify you again for the trip to Disney. Boob of the day coming up in just a second. Tom A. is in charge of the text. It's already 826.
Hey, this texter is asking, hey, Blake, what buffet is Tom A. taking you to? Well, we're going over to the Butcher Block. That's where we're going to get the buffet. Because
they don't have a buffet at the Butcher Block.
They don't. It's Tom A's.
It's a great restaurant, great people.
It's Tom A's buffet.
No, they are great. And I probably would settle for a breakfast burrito, but that's not what we bet.
We trying to get advantage of me or what?
No, we bet on a buffet.
What you bet.
Well,
you said buffet.
Yeah, Tom A's buffet at the Butcher Block.
No, that's not what you said.
No. It's Blake's buffet. So take Blake. Go ahead and pick a restaurant that has a big spread buffet, and go ahead. You know what would be awesome? Make Tom take you to End of the Mountain Gods to their buffet.
They don't have any.
Do they still have a buffet?
Oh, they it's gone.
Yep, after COVID.
All the great buffets after COVID went away.
Right.
I mean, there was like one buffet still available, like in all of Las Vegas. Well, on the Strip. That's it.
Wow.
Buffets were gone, and it was like $50, and I can't eat $50 worth of food.
Mm-mm.
Tom maybe could get away with that, but I couldn't.
Maybe.
$50.
And a text is saying anyone other than Trump is going to get sucked into the swamp because they would rather fall in with the swamp than lose their money trying to fight the swamp, says the texter.
Yep. Think about all the money Trump's lost, especially in the last year, with all these legal legal expenses.
Right.
And the question for Blake this morning, buddy, it says, I want to give my 17-year-old one of my rifles that is in my name. What is the legal way to do that?
How old?
17.
And judging by the phone number, you're in Texas, or I guess you could be in southeast New Mexico. Legally, you can't, per se. There are a few states. I think Vermont actually has like to 16, but because of federal firearm license, I don't think you legally can. But I would check with local law enforcement and ask them.
Yeah, they'll let you know.
Because there's a couple of different processes for transferring either, and it's different for rifles and shotguns than it is for pistols. And so, but I would check with them, or if you know someone who has an FFL license. I don't. So.
Well, some people will chime in here in a minute about that, but I bet you. And B, the school they shut down was a minority school there in New Jersey. None of them was the rich kid school, says the.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, minority schools, they need to be in school also.
Yep.
I mean, maybe more so than the rich kids. I mean, sad to say that a lot of those minority schools are the ones that are suffering more than the rich kids.
Right. Now, the text that Tom won't read came from Coda this morning, and it said, Michelle Obama's biggest fear is ED.
Oh. By the way, tempers, it says, headline on Fox this morning, tempers flare as Hunter Biden crashes the contempt hearing. So here, typical Biden fashion, he wouldn't show up for his hearing. But today they're talking about contempt of Congress, and he shows up for the hearing.
Of course he did.
No. You were supposed to show up weeks ago.
Yes.
We understand your last name is Biden. That doesn't mean diddly squat with us. So I can't wait to dive into this and figure out what the hell's going on. So it looks like Hunter Biden has left the building. He's outside of the room where Congress was holding the contempt questions. He flees the hearing room as the GOP started questioning him. Flees. Runs. Hides. He can go right across the street to Daddy. Maybe Daddy can fix this too. Southwest Florida Water Management District shared a video from the gathering of hundreds of manatees at the Three Sisters Springs in Crystal River. Did you see the video, Blake?
No, but this time of year, they that's one of about 3 or 4 places they really congregate.
Yeah. So the drone video showed the manatees as they gather in the springs,
because they're warm,
seeking refuge from the chilly temperatures.
Yeah, they can't handle the cold at all.
Yeah. And Orlando man will send his sister's remains into deep space.
Gene Roddenberry.
Yeah. They will send him up in the Vulcan rocket.
Yeah,
he wants
part of Gene
Roddenberry. He wants to send his mother-in-law up there too, but she's still alive. He wants to. He's hoping that he can soon. What else is going on? The American Red Cross saying that we're at the lowest level in 20 years for blood.
I believe that.
Shortage.
Tom, you should go donate blood.
I'm
You should.
My blood's not good.
I don't think that stops you from donating.
Oh, yeah, it does.
You should go check.
No.
I think it does.
No.
You should go check.
Diabetic, that's not something that prevents you from giving. Now, I've had multiple transfusions, so I can't give because of the unless they changed it. But I mean, I had a transfusion last year. I had 5 transfusions.
I remember
last
that.
So
I almost sent my blood to you.
What's that?
I almost sent my blood to you.
Yeah. What type of blood do you have?
F.
That's not a blood type. That's not a blood type.
Well, look at that. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H.
No, that's not how it works.
Oh.
I think it's syrup.
That's what I was going to say.
Blood type syrup.
Syrup, baby. I was going to see it. Syrup.
He's got so much sugar.
Do you really not know what your blood type is?
Somewhere in the neighborhood of A through Z.
No, that's not how it works, Tom.
Well, what's
there only?
Is it B negative?
Oh my God.
B positive?
Like I'm B positive.
I can be positive too.
I'm B negative. Starbucks planning to operate 1,000 stores in India by 2028. Yeah, Starbucks wanted to grow their market. They looked at America and they shut down stores. They actually shut down a number of stores last year.
Good.
But in India, they plan to open up a buttload of stores, 1,000 stores in India. Now, in India, that's a tea drinking country, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, coffee is not as important as.
But see, the way that Starbucks identifies who they want to be their customers, right? So technically, Indians are darker skinned, right?
Right.
So they're not white because the CEO of Starbucks says if you're white, he doesn't want you buying coffee there. If you believe in individual responsibility or you own firearms, he doesn't want you shopping there. So a country that they don't own firearms and they are not white, that would be a logical step for them.
Yeah, probably. Fuel leak cancels the moon landing. So it forced the U.S. company to abort its effort to send the spacecraft to the moon. Sinead O'Connor passed away yesterday.
No. She passed away several years ago.
She did?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sinead O'Connor, they are saying the autopsy came back and they said, Yeah, she died July 26, 2023. She was 56. Cause of death was natural causes. Now, her son had died before her.
Yes.
And they basically say she died of heartbreak.
Right. He committed suicide.
No, that's
Right.
Priscilla Presley we're talking about.
No, we're talking about Sinead O'Connor.
What?
Elvis's daughter, who's she?
No, that's not Elvis's
Let
daughter.
me ask you something. Are you on drugs? I have to
Why?
ask. Are you on drugs?
Didn't
No.
Presley's daughter
Sinead
die?
O'Connor, an Irish singer,
Yeah, I remember her.
has
She's bald.
no relation to Elvis whatsoever.
I know.
We're not talking about Elvis in any way, shape, or form.
but Elvis's
Tom,
daughter
what are
died.
the two things we asked you to remember?
God.
478.
And
Rubber Red Ball.
you got it out of order.
To the neighborhood.
No.
Rubber Red Ball. I'm surprised he remembered 478.
I know, me too.
No, but
We're not talking about Elvis.
But Presley's daughter
It
died.
has nothing to do with what we're
Her
talking
son
about.
killed himself
Why
too.
does this have anything to do with Elvis Presley's kid?
Nothing.
Zero.
They thought Sinead O'Connor committed suicide is what they originally thought. That's the reason why this autopsy coming back, because her son had committed suicide.
Right.
Wow.
It turns out she didn't. She died of natural causes, and like B said,
She was heartbroken.
there you go.
She was heartbroken.
So was Presley's daughter.
Has nothing to do with Elvis Presley's
It has
daughter.
nothing to do with Elvis Presley's damn daughter.
She died the same way.
No.
Hello.
Oh, my Lord.
Her son also killed himself.
By the way, she had converted to the Muslim faith,
Oh, she did.
I think
Well,
10
she-
years prior to her death.
Well, she, if you remember, she was on Saturday Night Live, and at the end of
Right.
one of her songs, she took a picture of the Pope and ripped it in half.
Oh.
Because it was a statement about child trafficking and things of that nature.
okay.
So there aren't that many Muslims in Ireland, I don't believe.
No, I would say no.
That's what I think. The Tupac killer, former Los Angeles gang leader, charged with orchestrating the fatal shooting of the hip-hop star Tupac Shakur in 1996, was given $750,000 bail yesterday by the Nevada judge. The deal would allow Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, make sure and get that, Keefe D. Davis, to serve house arrest with a ankle monitor until his trial on those murder charges. So he looks like he could get out. Sanctuary, Fairfax County, Virginia. Illegal alien freed into the U.S. as a unaccompanied minor is now accused of sexual abuse. As an illegal alien freed in the United States, he was a unaccompanied minor, has since grown up. 24-year-old Honduran was arrested by Border Patrol agents in Clint, Texas in 2020, classified as a unattended minor and released into the United States. He has since molested a 13 and a 14-year-old. Could he be deported?
Let's hope
after
so.
he serves his trial? I would think we would deport him.
Like as soon
After he-
as soon as the time's up, here you go to the border.
You go to jail, and then you hit the road.
And fly him back deep into whatever country he came from.
Yeah, Honduras. We're going to send you right to the other side of Honduras. South Carolina couple found dead. This is a horrific story. When they went into their house, it was 120 degrees inside their home.
Goodness.
Now, you're probably saying it's wintertime in South Carolina, and you're 100% correct. They were found over the weekend in Spartanburg, and it was 120 degrees in the home. Couple identified as 84-year-old Joan Littlejohn and 82-year-old Glenwood Fowler. State reported that the family told investigators they were at the home Wednesday checking on the heater after the couple explained that the house was getting very cold. They came back to do a wellness check 3 days later, and temperatures exceeded 120 degrees in the home.
Wow.
That's a bit warm.
Yeah,
Shit.
By the way, autopsy is being ordered on that case, but it looks like we know why they died. Rail Runner. They've got a brand new program, anti-trafficking campaign on the New Mexico Rail Runner. Now, that train goes from Santa Fe to Albuquerque, right?
Only.
Yes.
So the campaign to protect all the children from trafficking, would that be a huge concern from Albuquerque to Santa Fe?
Maybe.
I mean, if we're really that concerned about the kids, you would think with the open border in New Mexico, we'd be more concerned about that, right?
Well, I don't know. We got a lot of Democrat politicians in Santa Fe.
Oh, maybe Bill Richardson was going to ride that train. Yes, I said it. It's okay. I mean, he's on the Epstein list. He was. There's films out there. It's okay for us to say it. He was a corrupt politician that loved kids. It's okay. It's okay. Nothing wrong with telling the truth. Please don't ever prevent me from telling the truth. 19 away from 9. We got to get to the boob of the day. I got a lot of stuff to get to this morning. Tom, quickly to the text, then the boob.
All right. Can you say, and can you guys please put Tom in a mental institution or old folks home? He's already a moron, says the texter.
But you remember Elvis Presley, right?
Yeah, I remember y'all. I remember Elvis. Hey, did y'all know anything about the blow up between Hobbs and Carlsbad? There was another texter that just texted in about some smoke, heavy smoke west of Eunice. I'm checking on those two right now. As soon as I get more on that, we'll get it out to y'all as well. See?
I can't even get a drink of my Red Bull.
All right, newsflash. Hunter Biden crashes contempt hearing, then storms out under questioning after storming out. One reporter screams out a question, "What's your favorite flavor of crack?" I spit my coffee on the floor.
Well, there is a break.
After they started asking questions, he got out of there quicker than quick.
Yeah, he wanted to show up and look tough, and then when they wanted to question him, he was gone.
Yeah, no, I can't answer any questions. I might implicate my father. No, I got to go. The big guy is calling. I'm out of here. All right, let's get to the boob of the day. 8:43, be on the Breakfast Club. Boob of the day being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, medical professionals on staff. Let them do the deep dive into your blood work to find out what is going on. They have a lab right there on location. Go talk to Kelly Pfeiffer about doing the deep dive into your blood work to find out exactly what's. You know what? As you age, you probably need to find out what is going on. That's a perfect way to do it. Look, these guys spend a lot of time with you after they get the report on everything. It's a laundry list. When I say deep dive, it's everything plus the kitchen sink that they're looking at. And a lot of doctors do not do this in-depth study. I mean, they'll do panels, but this goes way, way deeper. Some of the things that they can find out about is they look at your cholesterol. That's something most doctors look at, but they go deeper than that, looking at testosterone for guys, also estrogen for women, estrogen in men. Look, if your hormones are all messed up, you're not going to feel right. You're going to be feeling a little bit off kilter. Go talk to them about getting the deep dive into your blood work to find out what's going on. Then you can get your hormones in check with hormonal optimization. They also can treat you when you have pain. They offer stem cell therapy, ozone therapy, and the cryotherapy chamber is there also. 3900 North Lovington Highway, Hobbs, America. You can find them there, or you just find them on Facebook or at thedesertfma.com. Proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
Okay, so you're probably not going to be able to spend Monopoly money without anyone catching you, but you might be able to get away with using fake movie money, at least for a little bit. And a 41-year-old guy in New Jersey named James Leonard has finally been caught after passing fake bills at a convenience store since last September. Apparently, he would intentionally go during busy times so the cashiers didn't have time to really look at the bills. And naturally, the bank wasn't fooled, but it took a long time to actually pin it on Leonard and then catch him in the act. The bills were specifically designed for movie sets, and they do look a lot like real money because they use them in movies. But on the front, it says for motion picture only in fairly large letters and on smaller letters along the side. Now, Leonard passed multiple $50 and $100 bills before getting caught, and he's been charged with theft by deception and uttering a forged document. And for going to the convenience store and trying to spend movie money, James Leonard, you are the boob of the day.
You have to print it at home. What's the matter with you? You took a shortcut.
Yeah.
Come on. Boob of the Day being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. 8:46, we're going to take our break. Remember the guy that was paying somebody to do drive-by shootings?
Right.
At the homes of Democratic lawmakers. You remember that?
Yes.
That was in 2010. So the guy that was doing the shooting pled guilty at Monday's hearing and charges of conspiracy, election interference, illegal use of a firearm, fentanyl possession, and intent to distribute. Federal and local prosecutors say that the attacks were orchestrated by a former Republican candidate, Solomon Pena. The problem with Pena is, yes, you were you were ultra MAGA, but you were also unhinged. And you make all us sane MAGA supporters look unhinged like you. So Pena has also been charged, but the guy that did the shootings of Democrats, lawmakers' homes and office buildings pled guilty yesterday and will be sentenced in April. Cuba fears the worsening inflation. Fuel prices have risen 500%. By the way, they're getting used to riding bicycles. Or something big nowadays is patalahada, patalahada. Tom, what does that mean?
Taxi.
Yeah, pata means taxi. I'm glad we got the Hispanic person in the studio today. Thank you.
Yeah.
What does it mean, Tom?
Taxi.
Taxi. Pata.
That's
Pata,
only
taxi.
part of what he says.
Yeah. But in Spanish, in the real Spanish, and you gotta break it down. It's called potato. It's potato, which means eyes.
So you're saying he has taxi eyes?
Yes.
And I thought eyes were ojos. Did I get that right? Maybe I didn't. My Spanish is not that great because I'm a white guy.
Right.
My dad wasn't a Mexican. But what do I know? Pro-Palestinian protesters vandalized and defaced a U.S. military cemetery in Los Angeles. 85,000 war veterans are buried at that cemetery. They need to arrest these individuals, and non-citizens need to have their visas revoked, and they need to be deported. This is completely unacceptable. And by the way, I mean, why are you doing this in America? If you really feel so much for this cause, pack your crap up and head to the Gaza Strip. I'm about tired of you clowns blocking traffic and so forth. 10 minutes away from 9 o'clock. Tom, anything up before I got?
Yeah, on the texter said that something blew up, so I checked on it with the Jal Fire Chief Nick Moody just moments ago. He said there is a tank fire in the Eunice area, and he told me they have sent a water tanker that way. That's all we know so far, but there is a tank battery fire in the Eunice area. Now, there was another report about something blew up between Hobbs and Carlsbad. I did text Matt Hutchinson with the Eddy County Sheriff's Office. He says they have no report of any of that happening in the county.
The tank that's on fire would be between...
Oh, Carlsbad Hobbs?
Yeah, west of Eunice.
Okay. Well, this that
would be
Carlsbad.
That would be between.
Yeah, so,
and one of the texters reported it was 10 tanks that are on fire.
Now, we can't confirm that, but there is a tank fire that is on fire over there. That, according to Nick Moody.
A tank fire is on fire.
Yep.
Okay. I was just making sure that's what you said. Thank you. Tank fire on fire.
Mm-hmm.
So if a tank was on fire, it'd be called a tank fire that was on fire.
Right.
Thoughts and prayers for everybody involved.
Yes. Hope they get it under control soon.
I hope. I also hope Tom's under control soon. All right, we got a lot of things to talk about this morning. Government unemployment rate, they overestimated that. Yeah, maybe about 500,000 people. We'll get to that. Albuquerque doctor arrested for shoplifting. Aren't doctors paid enough in this country? Mm-hmm. Whoopi Goldberg. Oh, she's making some claims. Oh, the problem with the claims, they're a little off kilter. And the Department of Justice filed a statement that when it comes to transgender inmates, we're talking about people like men that are being put into women's facilities for saying they're transgenders. I'll get to that story coming up in just a second. We got to take a break. News this morning being brought to you by Camp of the Tall Pines, scenic Mayhill, New Mexico. Beautiful time to get up there. Scott and Jamie Miller invite you to go check everything out. Raised platform campsites, that's an awesome way to spend the weekend up there. Cozy cabins, convenient RV hookups, lots of things for everybody in your party to do. If you got a big gathering, not a problem. Church, maybe you're looking for a place to hold a retreat, that's the perfect place. They've had a bunch of school sporting teams go up there for a big retreat. They've had other events that they staged at Camp of the Tall Pines. Check them out online, camptallpines.com. Follow them on Facebook or simply give Scott or Jamie a call, 575-687-4101. Coming right back, we're B and the Breakfast Club. We're W105.
Call in and win.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Mickey Mouse.
We're going to Disney World.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Advocates for gun rights urging the New Mexico Supreme Court to block emergency orders by Governor Grisham restricting people from carrying guns at public parks and playgrounds in the state's largest metro area and address gun violence as a public health crisis. The state Supreme Court heard oral arguments Monday in a lawsuit brought by Republican state legislators, the National Rifle Association, and several residents of the Albuquerque area that include retired law enforcement officers, former federal agents, licensed firearm firearms instructors and a gun shop owner. The state's legal standoff is one of many from an Illinois ban on high-powered rifles to location-based restrictions in New York since a U.S. Supreme Court decision last year expanded gun rights, and as leaders in politically liberal-leaning states explore new avenues for restrictions. Work began to build the wind farm in south-central New Mexico along with a transmission line to send the energy across the state's Boot Heel region to urban markets in Arizona and potentially California. Owner of the project, Pattern Energy, announcing December 27 it closed on the $11 billion in financing needed to build the facility, estimated to generate $20 billion in economic impacts to local communities and enough renewable energy for 3 million Americans. The wind farm, made up of about 900 turbines, will span Lincoln, Torrance, and San Miguel counties, with the 550-mile transmission line running through southwest New Mexico to a termination point in Pinal County in southern Arizona. Hobbs man arrested last week after driving through a DWI checkpoint on Highway 62-180. New Mexico State Police conducting the checkpoint December 28 just outside Hobbs when the pickup approached a high rate of speed. Officers attempted to get the driver to slow down, but he refused. A pursuit intervention ultimately utilized and brought the chase to an end. The driver, identified as 40-year-old Michael Pineda of Hobbs, exited the pickup, fled on foot, but officers able to catch and detain him. After undergoing field sobriety testing, he was placed under arrest on charges of aggravated DWI. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, NTD Radio News.
At Coffee Drilling LLC, they offer a wide range of drilling services, from small domestic water to agricultural and monitor wells. In addition to mud and rotary drilling, Coffee Drilling offers services to pre-existing wells, as well as troubleshooting of pumps and all control systems. Call Coffee Drilling today to schedule your routine maintenance or see about an upgrade to your water system. Call 505-270-1767. That's 505-270-1767. Coffee Drilling LLC, over 20 years experience and serving all of Hobbs, Lovington, and Eunice.
It's truck season at Sierra Blanca Motors in beautiful Ruidoso. Shop their line overflowing with Ram Tough trucks. For a limited time, Sierra Blanca Motors is offering an unprecedented 13% under MSRP on their entire inventory of new 2023 half, 3/4, and 1-ton Ram trucks in stock. Shop online at SierraBlancaMotors.com. Sierra Blanca Motors, your 4-wheel drive headquarters. No gimmicks, no markups, no addendums, ever.
Hey everyone, this is Daniel Vellis at Carlsbad Chevrolet. I want you guys to relax a little bit. I want you to lean back and I'm going to hypnotize you. We're going to buy your vehicles at Carlsbad Chevrolet. We're going to give you top dollar at Carlsbad Chevrolet to buy your vehicles.
Now wake up and bring me your dang car. What's really going on? Bring your cars. You need to get rid of them. I need more. I'm ready to pay you top dollar like I pay the auctions. We need to supplement these new cars that are not coming, and we need them now. That's right here at Carlsbad Chevrolet. No hassles, no commissions, period.
Carlsbad's evening hotspot is Cal's Shade Western Lounge and Package, featuring nightly drink specials, karaoke Wednesday night, open mic Thursdays for ladies night with $1 off drinks. Plus, most Friday and Saturday nights feature live music. Don't forget the 24-lane bowling action of Cal's Cactus Lanes Bowling and Recreation Center with Cosmic Bowling Friday and Saturday nights. And eat at Barilla de Rango Tuesday through Sunday. A restaurant, 2 lounges, package store, and recreation center, all at 1611 South Canal in Carlsbad. Cal's Shade Western now hiring bartenders, waitresses, security, and office personnel. Call 887-9012 for Cal's Shade Western. The Carlsbad Martin Luther King Jr. Scholarship Committee will be holding its Celebration 2024 in January. This year's event will feature the MLK Fundraiser Banquet on Saturday with Los Alamos National Laboratory. A free church observance will be at 2:30 p.m. on January 14th at Carlsbad First Presbyterian. Finally, the Martin Luther King Jr. March and park activities will be on Monday, January 15th, and run from the Eddy County Courthouse to the ML Park. Staging and lineup begins at 10 a.m. Sunday and Monday's events are free, and donations go to support the organization and local scholarship efforts. This ad paid for by the City of Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
It's almost time.
Almost time what?
Professional bull riding is coming to Hobbs.
Professional bull riding?
That's right. Professional bull riding is coming back to Hobbs. And you better not miss it. Mom and Dad, Grandpa and Grandma. Even my sister needs to go.
It must be fun if you're inviting your sister.
Get your Tough Eateman bull riding tour tickets now at Martin Boot Company in Hobbs or online at selectaseatlubbock.com.
The best bull riding on the planet.
Coming January 20th to Lee County Event Center.
shine.
Call now, 877-396-W105.
I am going to have to dig deep into this story about Hunter Biden. It looks very, very interesting. Showing up like the tough guy, like the big guy would.
Right.
I'm a Biden. I can do anything. See, I'm showing up. I'm not scared of you Republicans.
And
then we start asking questions, and he's got to go.
Runs like a little girl.
Yep. All right, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Make that not 10 minutes. Straight up 9 o'clock. KWMW Malgemore, 105.1 FM. I was in the middle of doing two things during the commercial break. Eating an egg that I didn't finish. That's number one. And chatting with a buddy of mine who heard us talking about peptides and said he's on peptides for cognitive and pain.
Right.
The name of it is C-Max. And that he said he is sleeping so much better and pain-free. It helps with joint pain. And then he's also on, there was another one. So he's on two. And so anyway, he said his doctor is prescribing. And some doctors are not prescribing because it's not profitable for big pharma.
Right.
And so FDA currently is going after some of the smaller compounders because big pharma can't profit from peptides. So the more I look into peptides, I'm going, this could be the fountain of youth. And as you get old, like me, I'm always looking for the fountain of youth. 901, we're B and the Breakfast Club. I don't want to be the guy that makes the excuse and says, well, I'm 65.
Right.
I don't want to be that guy. Right, Tom?
Right.
I don't want to be that guy that says, well, I'm 65. I mean, of course I forget stuff. Of course I can't do that. I don't want to be the guy that can. Looks like washed up creature of the deep has been identified as by local enthusiasts as they call it alien. I wonder if it was just Joy Behar at the beach. I'm just wondering. But this is in Australia, and they say they spot it from time to time, and so it's kind of like our Sasquatch, Bigfoot.
Okay. But it's in the water?
Yeah, it's in the water. So, or it could be Whoopi Goldberg at the beach. Who knows? We did talk about William Dafoe. He has became the latest person to get his star on the Walk of Fame.
Good actor.
Crazy guy.
Great actor. Probably his best movie for me, Speed 2.
Superman. Not Superman. Spider-Man. He was in Spider-Man.
He was in 2000.
Yes.
A little ways back. CNN anchor Sarah, is it Sidner?
What happened to her?
Has stage 3 breast cancer.
Oh,
she announced it on the air. Wow. China Phillips says that her marriage to Billy Baldwin has been a real struggle. And they've been separated for 6 months. They've been married since 1995, which is forever.
Right.
Especially
in
for
Hollywood years.
Especially for a Baldwin.
He's the youngest Baldwin, isn't he?
I think Stephen is.
Stephen.
But, I mean, the Baldwins they're Irish. They've got bad tempers.
And bad shots, too.
Well, Canadian Irish.
Oh, Canadian Irish.
They're bad shots, too.
No, he killed her. Alec, he was a good shot. He killed her.
What are you talking about, bad shot?
Well, he was trying to make an Alec Baldwin rust set shot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, B?
A government employment report overestimated about 443,000 jobs in 2023.
Imagine that.
I can't. So almost 500,000 jobs. If it's like 5, well, somebody screwed up.
Well, I'm sure Carrie Jean Pierre like really doubled down on those numbers when they came out, saying, "Look how good we're doing." Oh yeah,
think about that. If it's like 5 jobs off, you're going, oh well. I mean, it's only 5.
It's in the neighborhood.
But 500,000 jobs, that's a big damn deal.
Yeah.
Well, so things weren't really as great as Biden was pitching them to be.
So it's even worse than we know it is.
Yes. And the government accounting office finally came out and said, yes, we were wrong. And by the way, who did the numbers come from? The government accounting office.
Mm-hmm. The Biden
administration. I thought accountants were supposed to be pretty good at numbers.
Well, normal accountants are.
Oh, who the hell they haven't? Is it Tom, his stepbrother? His twin brother in charge of accounting?
Yeah.
Wow. Tom, give me the number we gave you earlier.
All right, so it's 478, right? 478. There you
go. And the sentence we tell you?
Rubber ducky ball.
See what we mean?
Now you know how he tries to remember things because he's adding words in there to help him remember it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, B, we've got an update now on that tank battery fires. According to John Dudley with the Eunice Fire Department, they are on the way to the scene of a fire involving 10 tank batteries. That's 6 miles on 62-180. That's west on 62-180. They have dispatched Jow, Monument, Hobbs, Eunice, and a Lee County tank fires to those fires. Don't know if any injuries are involved yet. They're still on the way to that tank fire out there again at 62-180, 6 miles off of Red Road. So anybody on that road or in that way, just get out of the way because it's a very serious situation going on there.
Red Bridge Road, right?
Yeah, he said Red Road.
Okay, Red Road.
Yeah.
Like the red rubber ball that we told you to remember that you just said rubber ducky
yes,
ball.
red rubber ball. Yeah, that thing. Albuquerque doctor is in big trouble. Now, how much money do most doctors make?
I would say $3 million a year.
No.
Do you really think doctors
No.
make $3 million a year?
More?
Are
No.
you really serious?
Well, I mean, if you're a plastic surgeon or something like that.
He didn't say plastic surgeons. He said doctors.
Well, a doctor's a doctor.
Oh, my God.
So what do they make, B?
I would imagine a couple $100,000 a year.
That's what I'm thinking.
No,
couple
a lot more than that.
100,000 a year. Now, specialty doctors, the probably the most paid doctor is the anesthesiologist. I for years I thought it was the surgeons making the money.
Mm-mm.
Anesthesiologists, pain management anesthesiologists make the most money.
Mm-hmm.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's crazy money. My friend at Lubbock, his wife is anesthesiologist / pain management doctor, and he is a surgeon.
Mm-hmm. Well, they pay out.
Together, got to make a buttload of money.
And they pay out the most malpractice insurance, too.
No, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Well, wait, let me get this.
So Elvis's daughter did what?
She died, Lisa Marie.
So anyway, Albuquerque doctor arrested for shy. And the point of that is that, I mean, the doctor's making $200,000 plus a year. Mm-hmm. This guy is part of the UNM medical group.
Right.
And not just, but he's an executive in the group. Has been arrested for shoplifting from Target.
Hmm.
And it's not like he hasn't done this before.
I'd say he has a problem.
Well, and see, that's the deal. It's not that he needs stuff. He has a gratification from stealing.
Yeah. Crazy.
Stole $900 from Target. This guy is part of UNM Dental Services.
Mm. So he's a dentist.
Yeah.
Ain't going to
dentists
him.
do well, right?
Yeah.
Well, it says right here in the story he makes over $200,000 a year.
Well, there you go.
Over $200,000 a year.
That ain't really much.
Dr. Melissa Ivers is accused of stealing. And this isn't her first time that she has been busted for stealing.
So if she does sedation dentistry, where she knocks her patients out, they need to watch their wallets.
Yeah.
You think?
By the way, she's has a criminal history, and this was back in 2011. She was arrested for shoplifting. So, I mean, this is more of a mental condition. I would think.
What's that called when you're a thief like that? There's a name for it. Chondro something.
There's a lot of different things, Tom.
Because if you remember and this is kind of relating to it, that Dallas Cowboy running back a few years ago was caught several times shoplifting, and he's got.
Yeah, but he wasn't like
he's a chondriac.
He was not a hypochondriac. That is someone who
steals.
thinks
that's
who
always
thinks they're sick.
Oh. Well, what's that one called when you're a thief?
Wait a second. He was a hypochondriac.
You think he's a kleptomaniac?
There you go, klepto. It's in the neighborhood.
So you think she is too?
I think
No,
she is.
no.
Makes that kind of money? Come on, Blake. Has got a shoplift? Come on.
It makes
By the
that
way,
kind of money. You just
she
said
will
she
not-
doesn't make much.
Yeah, she will not do jail time.
Of course.
And she's an associate chief medical officer for UNM Medical Group.
Fired from that job.
They haven't fired her either.
She's UNM.
You know how hard it is to find good dentists nowadays?
She's UNM.
Right.
She's probably got tenure. They won't get rid of her.
No, they're not getting rid of her. Whoopi Goldberg says Donald Trump will disappear journalists and gay folks, meaning that he will have journalists and gay folks. They will just disappear.
And I'm going to say, name one. Name one that happened to.
Well, and that's my point. They act like Donald Trump wasn't in office before. Donald Trump was in office. None of this stupid stuff happened. Says that he's going to be a dictator. None of this stupid stuff happened under Donald Trump. And now we have a president trying to keep another sitting president, another viable candidate off the ballots. We have a sitting president that has sold America out to foreign. I won't even say allies. Ukraine's not an ally.
No.
So everything they're trying to say Trump will do, it didn't happen. Why would it happen next time?
I don't know.
Why would it? And we have laws that would prevent such things.
Right.
So come on.
Kevin, I'm looking at the time here, and we do need to take a break before we get to our break.
Yeah, we'll take a break, and then we'll got to get to good news, and then Tradio, and wrap her up. I got. Let's check the weather before I take my break. Weather this morning being brought to you by Janco Janitorial, 324 West Main in Artesia. Full service commercial janitorial company. Need janitorial supplies? They've got those for you. But they can go out and clean in commercial sites, industrial sites, and oil field sites. So if you want them to clean the office, not a problem. Want them to go out to oil field location, not a problem there. Call Amber this morning for more information. Need janitorial supplies, or you want them to do all the work, not a problem. Janitorial supplies, they've got you covered. Cleaning, they can take care of all of that. 575-703-1869. JancoJanitorial.com. Weather for the day up to 61 today. Sunny skies. Not so windy today. 36 tonight, and the wind tomorrow up to 50 miles an hour. You can find out the forecast. Just all you got to do is go to W105radio.com. All right, let's take a break. News this morning being brought to you by our buddies at the Twin Wells Fuel Station. If you're driving on 128 this morning, exit on Buck Jackson Road, go down 2.75 miles. Fill her up today at the Twin Wells Fuel Station. Unleaded, diesel, DEF value. Find them right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. We're coming right back. Let's qualify folks for the trip to Disney. 9:15. We're W105.
Call in and win.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Mickey Mouse.
We're going to Disney World.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The president's son, Hunter Biden, makes a surprise appearance in the audience of a House Oversight Committee hearing about holding him in contempt of Congress for defying a subpoena. South Carolina Republican Nancy Mace.
Hunter Biden should be arrested right here, right now, and go straight to jail. Our nation is founded on the rule of law.
Come on. Biden left soon after. Democrats say let him testify right here, right now, instead of behind closed doors as required in the subpoena. At least 6 deaths are reported in storms moving through the eastern half of the country, 2 in snow-related crashes in Wisconsin and Michigan, 4 in severe storms from Alabama to North Carolina.
I was just scared. I didn't want anything bad to happen.
By the time it got through, we looked outside and everything was gone.
Gracie and Matt Sartine there live in Claremont, North Carolina. There's flooding in parts of the Northeast, and another cross-country storm is on the way. America's listening to Fox News.
This Lovington Wildcat update being brought to you by Battle Energy Services. 1315 Avenue D in Lovington, with 5 generations of their own Lovington Wildcats.
Proudly serving the Permian Basin for over 10 years, Battle Energy Services says good luck to the Lovington Wildcats. With locations in Lovington, New Mexico, and Midland, Texas, Battle Energy is your source for BOP, nipple up, and testing services. Also offering Safeland USA and H2S oilfield safety classes every Friday. 5 generations of Lovington Wildcats are behind the family and team at Battle Energy Services. Call 575-942-9472. That's 575-942-9472. Go Wildcats.
The Lovington boys basketball team is beginning to find its groove. They won 3 or 4 games last week. Coach Casey Peck.
Well, we got a little bit of rhythm, and then probably peaked at the Roswell game and just come out flat against Milwaukee. And when you come out flat at times, you're struggling, and we struggle enough to lose by 1.
So now that you know you can win, and now it's about closing out those games.
We just got to do a better job of taking care of control of the ball, and then understanding the tempo. The tempo we like. Just because we're not pressed and we feel like a fast tempo. And I felt like the Milwaukee game, we just really not gotten the tempo we liked. And, it was more of a slowed down game. And the Roswell game was perfect for our tempo. And, it was fast and energetic, and just, that's the way we need to play, is fast.
This Lovington Wildcat update being brought to you by Battle Energy Services. Call 575-942-9472. Go Wildcats.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We got to get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
Dear winter, Toyota's got 22 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, and that's more than any other auto brand. From winter-ready SUVs like Grand Highlander and RAV4 to steady sedans like the Camry all-wheel drive, Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive, and the Majestic Crown. Plus rugged trucks like Tacoma and Tundra. We're ready for winter action with solid traction. Yours, Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer's websites as of 11/21/23.
Visit Permian Toyota in Hobbs today. Toyota, Let's go places.
Did you know that when you become employed with Eddy County, you'll be receiving one of the best and most competitive benefits packages in southeast New Mexico? Eddy County offers great pay, paid vacation, paid sick leave, and holiday pay. In addition, you get para-retirement, and for full-time employees, 100% health insurance paid and 60% for your dependents. You can find a list of open positions and apply at New Mexico Workforce Connection or online at eddycounty.org. Eddy County is an equal opportunity employer.
You've imagined that perfect home, designed it in your mind. At Destiny Real Estate, it's dreams that we provide. We buy or sell residential ranches, lots and more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
If you're looking to rent, please join our website at www.destinyluxuryrental.com. I've got everything from a little 2-bedroom all the way up to a 10,000 square foot home with an indoor swimming pool. Again, that's destinyluxuryrental.com. And I'm needing some more homes. If you wanted to make a little extra income, just give me a call. Rhonda Burns, 575-257-3000. At Destiny Real Estate, our business is built on dreams and imagination. Telephone 575-257-3000.
Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
Why are families driving from West Texas, Hobbs, Jow, Eunice, all over southeastern New Mexico to shop at Bob's Ridgeway? Is it the everyday low prices, the most locally grown farm fresh produce? Is it the hand-selected and cut meats, the hundreds of weekly specials, the clean, friendly shopping environment? Or is it just the fact that that's where for over 50 years your grocery dollar has always gone farther? It's all of these. It's Bob's Ridgeway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington, where your grocery dollar goes farther.
Here is your Liar Liar Pants on Fire update.
It's estimated that 200 million people have died, probably by the time I finish this talk.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
Okay, you ready? Yeah. Here it comes. Okay, I'm ready.
Don't get up without us.
All right, 9:21, boob of the day. Make that good news of the day coming up in just a second. Tradio just around the corner. We'll qualify maybe somebody else, but throughout the day we're going to qualify folks for the trip we're giving away, so keep listening.
Whenever
good
that
news
sounder goes off, we will be qualified.
Yeah, we'll give you a chance throughout the day. All right, Department of Justice. Kind of interesting, this lawsuit from a transgender inmate. So if you say that you're transitioning, and I'm only interested.
Okay.
So you're saying you're transitioning, but you haven't transitioned yet.
Okay.
So you're a male, but you dress as a female.
Like, say your name is Michael.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, you're calling yourself Michelle.
Okay.
And, but you're still Michael. Should you be put in a female prison?
No.
Where could that go wrong?
However, if I'm arrested, I'm going to be, that's what I'm going to say I am.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I want to be with the chicks.
Maybe.
Yeah, but depending on what the chicks look like. U.S. Department of Justice filed a statement of interest in a lawsuit brought on by a Georgia inmate claiming that he was denied transgender care, violating his American with Disability Act. So I guess they're admitting that being a transgender or having that it is a disability, it's a mental disability. Is that what they're saying? Because that's why you would file under the, Americans with Disability Act.
That makes sense, but that's not what they're saying.
Yeah. So anyway, he's saying that the Justice Department did not provide him with female products.
Okay.
He
doesn't need them. He's a he.
That's what I would say. But maybe it would just be easier just to put him in the female facility. So, I mean, just maybe.
Easier for him, but not for the females.
And they also denied the requests for him to be able to purchase female garments and such.
Look, when you go to prison, there is a particular set of clothes you get. You don't get to get other stuff, or you shouldn't be able to get other stuff.
That's what leads to the problem. If they allow him to get all this stuff, they have to allow everybody.
Right.
By the way, when you go to prison, you're not special.
No.
It's like going into the military. You're not special. You're the property of the U.S. government.
We need to go back to when prisoners were prisoners. You know, you can say anything you want about, like, Joe Arpaio over in Arizona, but when he was sheriff, he treated prisoners like prisoners.
Right.
He did it the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lawmaker filed a bill aimed at preventing hazing at higher education institutes in New Mexico. Is it just me, or something bad happens and we have like that whiplash mentality?
Mm-hmm.
That all of a sudden we need new laws.
Mm-hmm.
We already have laws that are on the books that are against, battery, rape, and so on and so forth. We don't need more laws in New Mexico. We don't. Look what happened at UNM is terrible. It's sickening. But we don't need new laws.
Nope.
We already have laws on the books that it covers all that.
Yep.
All right, morning show this morning being brought to you by Rig Outfitters in the Home Store. Get in there today. Broadmoor Mall, extensive collection of FR gear, hard hats, safety gear, work boots, steel toe boots. They've got all of that, plus furniture, appliances, and electronics. Talk to them about zero down financing. Don't forget, right next to Rig Outfitters is Scrub Outfitters. Huge selection of medical scrubs, the largest selection at 100 miles. Big name brands like Dickies and Healing Hands, compression socks. They've got a large selection of compression socks, all colors and all designs. They also have comfy shoes because you're going to need them. You're going to be on your feet a long time. Scrub Outfitters, Rig Outfitters, and the Broadmoor Mall. We got to do the good news of the day. Being brought to you by Farmers Insurance agent Herschel Rustin Hayes. Avenue D in Lovington. They're right across the street from Bob's. 575-396-0513. Get in touch with them today for your home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance, and more. Herschel Rustin Hayes, proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
A 27-year-old guy in rural Indiana crashed his truck in mid-December, and you may remember this story. He went off a bridge, he got pinned under it, and he survived for 6 days before someone found him. 2 men scoping out a fishing spot saw the wreckage and called it in. The cops' chest cams got the whole rescue on video, and the guy's name is Matt Ream, and he was in surprisingly good spirits when they got there. He even cracked jokes while paramedics were treating him. His legs were pinned under the steering wheel for almost a week, and unfortunately, he had to have one of his feet amputated. But he's in good shape otherwise and just happy to be alive, he said. I would imagine after 6 days being trapped. And an Illinois trucker's cat recently escaped and went missing at a truck stop in Nevada.
Aww.
Turned up 5 days later at a shelter 670 miles away in Wyoming. They think he must have hitched a ride with another truck driver. The shelter works with volunteers and got the cat home in time for the New Year's Eve.
Oh,
that's why you got to keep your cats in, Tom. And here's another cat that was a little closer to home. A cat in England named Duke just showed back up after going missing 7 years ago.
Get out.
That's like 2017. So where was he? He had been living in a factory 900 feet away from his owner's house. He ended up at a vet who knocked on the owner's door with the good news. She's since adopted a dog and had another kid, so she thought it would be best to find the cat a new home. She's in contact with the new owner and gets regular updates on how the cat's doing. And that is your good news of the day.
Good news of the day being brought to you by Herschel, Ruston, Hayes, Avenue D, and Lovington. So the guy that lost his leg, which leg was it?
Foot. It doesn't say which foot. It just says he had to have one of them amputated.
I think it was his left foot.
But yeah,
he's all right.
But being trapped by down by a creek and just happen to have a couple of fishermen find you there is pretty miraculous.
You missed the punchline. He's all right now. He lost his left foot.
I was passing by.
All right, 9:29. We're gonna go. Tom, you got anything to do before you? Anything crazy before we go?
No. I was trying to get an update on the battery tank fires. No update on that.
What about Elvis's daughter?
Elvis's daughter.
What's that? Well,
both of us had the same question.
It was
Tom.
similar to Shania Connor's situation.
Shania O'Connor.
Right.
Yes.
Shania.
Like Shania Twain. It's Sinead O'Connor. All right, before we go, the numbers we gave you.
478.
And?
You want to know about the ball? Rubber red ball.
Nope. Still got it backwards.
This is a neighborhood.
Neighborhood doesn't count.
No, sorry, Joe Biden. It's red.
Well, I got
rubber
the numbers. Those are hard numbers to remember.
So, I bet you wrote them down.
No,
I bet you wrote the numbers down.
I can't read that chicken scratch. I don't know.
I bet he did. All right, we got to get going. Tradio coming up next. News this morning being brought to you by Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. Trusted name across Southeast New Mexico for all your air conditioning and heating. They can take care of it like that. Enrique Rocha is the guy we call. We got air conditioning problems. Maybe the heater is gone. It's not working. You need somebody to go out there and fix it? They got you covered. Need a new unit? They've got you covered. Look, they really love some of this new technology, inverter-driven heat pumps and that type of stuff. It's going to save you a ton of money. And they do offer financing. 575-631-1999. Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. I'm out of here. I'll see you tomorrow morning for a Thursday edition of B and the Breakfast Club. Tradio is up next on W105.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job